Good morning, everyone. 36th District Court is now in session. I am Judge Shannon A. Holmes, and I am serving today as your presiding judge. Hopefully, everyone who is in the courtroom is a part of our Veterans Treatment Program, our Veterans Court. And so if not, I need you to hang up and call the clerk at area code 313-965-2280. That number will appear in the chat. If not, I am going, thank you, and good morning to you, Miss Wilson. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge Jones.
All right, I am ready to proceed. Let's start with having the attorneys for today place your appearance on the record, please.
Thank you, Judge, and good morning. For the record, Jesse Reed, Drug Court, Vet Court Defense Attorney, P 23863. Judge, if I may, I'd like to make a motion, continuing motion, that my appearance be for all my clients this morning. Thank you, and good morning again, Judge.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. Reed. Your motion is granted. Who's joining you today as our counsel?
I don't know, Judge. Is someone in the courtroom?
All right, we'll
Yes.
figure it out.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Attorney Barton is going to be, he's physically in the courthouse, but he had to step out to his vehicle. He, as a matter of fact, he's walking in now.
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Barton.
Good morning, Ms. Mack. Good morning in the courtroom.
Good morning, Judge. Go ahead and put your appearance on.
If I may please the court, Darnell Barton, P 83363 on behalf of specialty courts, and I ask my motion to be extended to all of the defendants today.
Okay, you faded out a little bit at the end, Mr. Barton.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I ask that my motion, as well as I'm joining in Mr. Reed's motion to have my appearance extend to all of the defendants today.
All right, wonderful. Your motion is granted, and good morning to you. All right, Mr. Kushiri, place your appearance on the record for me, please.
Morning, Honorable Judge. Daniel Kushiri, Veterans Justice Outreach Coordinator with the Detroit VA Hospital.
All right, good morning to you, Mr. Kushiri.
Morning.
And then Ms. Robs.
Morning, Your Honor. Ebony Robs, Veterans Treatment Court Case Manager.
All right, good morning, Ms. Robs. We are ready to get started on this morning. Are there any preliminary matters for my consideration?
None at this time, Judge. Thank you.
All right, very good. Well, we have a promotion on this morning. Oh, that's not going to be until the later docket. Is that right, Ms. Robs? I'm checking my notes.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, all right, be in good shape. Let's do it. I'm going to call the docket as it appears. I'm going to start with Mr. Aldridge. Good morning, Mr. Aldridge.
Good morning, Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Let me place your case number on the record. It's 210-448-6001. State your full name for me, Mr. Aldridge.
William Edward Aldridge.
All right. How are you this morning?
Just fine, Your Honor.
Very good. Very good. You taking good care of yourself, Mr. Aldridge?
I most certainly am trying, and I'm enjoying some degree of success. So things are moving along.
All right. That is a wonderful thing. I'm so glad to hear that. We had an opportunity to staff your case on yesterday. It's my understanding that you have completed some coursework that was relevant to the charge that brought you before me. And so how do you feel about having completed that classwork?
I feel good. Working with Mr. Nelson of the VA was a very enjoyable and enlightening experience. So I am very appreciative to the time that he spent with me and that I had an opportunity to spend with him. And I found it informative and very useful in terms of going forward with my life.
Wonderful. So you're going to hold on to some of those things that you've learned and some of those resources that have been made available to you, right?
Most certainly. And that's one of the things in terms of our quote unquote parting comment was that he was always available. And I appreciate that, even though the formal part of my counseling or course or session with him has ended. He most certainly indicated that not only himself, but other resources within the VA were available to the extent that I felt the need to reach out and take advantage of those resources. So that was a comforting feeling, if you will.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. And Mr. Aldridge, is there anything that you're having difficulties with or anything that you need us to help you with in order to stay on track?
No, I'm rolling along. As I indicated to Mr. Parker a few days ago when I talked to him, things in life occur that might not necessarily be within the time frame that you would like them to be, but the whole thing is to keep your eye on the prize and keep moving forward. So no.
Okay. All right, very good. Ms. Robs, we had an opportunity to staff on yesterday. Is there anything additional that you would like to report out on Mr. Aldridge?
Yes, Your Honor, I just want to make sure that I remind Mr. Aldridge that he did complete the domestic violence batteries course with Dr. Alexander as well, which is the course that he did also complete. But outside of that, Your Honor, he is in full compliance at this time. No issues to report.
All right, very good. Mr. Aldridge, I hope that you learned something in that class with Dr. Alexander.
I most certainly did. In fact, doing some of my sessions with Mr. Nelson over at the VA, I shared with him some of the things that I am bringing forward from my sessions with Dr. Alexander. And they seem to be on the same page in terms of what all that meant. So that was a good thing.
All right, very good. Is there anything that you can share with us that you learned while you were in that course with Dr. Alexander?
Amazingly so, some of the things that Dr. Alexander highlighted were also some of the things that Mr. Nelson from the VA highlighted.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something specific, something that you learned.
Okay, and that is your perspective is obviously important to you, but you must take other people's perspective into account in terms of your behavior, your thinking, your planning. Don't get so engrossed in what your goals and objectives are that you don't realize that you're not on this road by yourself. You're on this road with many others, and they have to be taken into consideration. So
Absolutely.
that is a very staunch guiding principle that, again, I took both from Mr. Alexander's, Dr. Alexander's session, as well as Mr. Nelson's session. Also, it's just important to be a good listener as it is to be a good speaker or talker or communicator.
Yeah.
Again, that goes hand in hand with the comments that I just made about embracing the perspective of other people and obviously give them the appropriate balance in terms of your behavior and your decision making. So.
All right, some wonderful things you learned in Dr. Alexander's class. Thank you for sharing that with us, and hopefully it'll be useful to others who are in our session on today. And so with that, Mr. Kusheri, is there anything additional that you need to report in staffing as to Mr. Aldridge?
Thank you, Judge. Good morning again. Mr. Aldridge, I just want to congratulate you on doing a great job. Good report.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that I'm really grateful for the kind words for Emmanuel Nelson. And I wanted to let you know that I passed that along to him when you presented before the judge before, and he was grateful as well. Enjoyed working with you and wanted to let you know that you're always welcome to return in the event that you ever decide that you want to re-engage.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Kucheri. Mr. Reed, Mr. Parker, anything additional you'd like to add as to Mr. Aldridge?
Judge, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Aldridge. A good report. Your work in the program, and it's good that you recognize that we're not alone in this world. We have other people we have to deal with and associate with. You're doing a good job, Mr. Aldridge. Keep it up. We're proud of you. Be proud of yourself. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. I agree. I also want to congratulate Mr. Aldridge. We talk often, and there's not a whole lot left to say that hasn't already been said. I just want to congratulate him, and I appreciate Mr. Aldridge. He's taking the bull by the horns. He's just running with it, and he's doing great. He sent myself an email as well as Ms. Robbs about his completion of the program, and I'm very impressed. And I just want to encourage Mr. Aldridge, just keep on going forward. You're doing great. I'm pleased to be your mentor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Thank you. And Mr. Parker, I think I failed to have you place your appearance on the record. Please do so at this time. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Your Honor. I apologize. Jimmy Parker, Veterans Treatment Court mentor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Parker. All right. If nothing else on Mr. Aldridge, I'm ready for the next court appearance.
Yeah, Jimmy, yes, Your Honor. It's March 29th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right. Wonderful. Did you get that, Mr. Aldridge?
I most certainly did, Your Honor.
All right. Wonderful. Good to see you. Before you leave, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Aldridge for his service to this country and his service to us. Thank you, Mr. Aldridge. We appreciate you. We certainly do. We appreciate
Thank you, Your Honor.
you. Yes, and I have truly been appreciating our veterans even more when you turn on the news and see what's going on in the Ukraine and how they're being separated from their families. And my heart just is so heavy for the people of Ukraine. And so it just makes me realize how we need to be so grateful for the freedoms that we enjoy and for the people who put on the uniform in this country, who selflessly give up their time and sometimes their family ties in order to serve and protect. And so we appreciate you all. I certainly do.
Thank you.
Right. Have a good day, Mr. Aldridge.
And you do the same.
Thank you. All right, I'm ready to go to Mr. Franklin, Jeffrey Franklin. I have the following for Mr. Franklin, SP 105-98852 and case number 134-045831. Mr. Franklin, state your name for the record, please. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
I had to unmute, I'm sorry. Jeffrey Franklin.
All right, Mr. Franklin, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, man, as well as can be under circumstances.
Okay, I heard that you're waiting on some prospects with respect to employment. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I've already received an offer letter. I was supposed to start this past Monday. It's a position with Stellantis Corporation as an IT administrator, the same thing I was doing at the previous position. But on Monday, the recruiter said that they still have to wait to receive something called a SOW. I don't know what that acronym refers to, but it's the actual last final go ahead for me to actually start. So I anticipate at any day that I would actually start my first day.
Okay, I've not heard of an SOW. I have a human resources background. I wish I could help you, but I can't today. I've not heard of it. All right, if anybody else has. What is it?
Statement of work.
Statement of work.
Right.
Okay.
It's more detailed than the job description. It lays out from an action or execution perspective what will be expected of you and what your responsibilities are.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at you. All right, Mr. Aldridge just stuck around and gave us some knowledge. Thank you, sir.
You're
All
welcome.
right. All right. In my human resources world, it was just called a job description, but I like that statement of work. You know specifically what they require of you. So wonderful. Hopefully you will get that really soon, because I know you are ready to get back to work, right?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. I have a
All
lot
right.
of catching up to do, so the
And
sooner I
you
get
will.
started. the better.
And
Mhm.
you will catch up, Mr. Franklin. You will. You certainly will. All
Yes, ma'am.
right. What else is going on with you with respect to staying on track or just anything? What's going on with you?
Well, as far as staying on track, I'm committed to that. Again, God is my rock. As long as I don't violate his rules, I know I won't violate any of man's rules or the court's rules. I still am grounded in spirituality. That's again, like I said, that's my rock or my anchor that keeps me on the right path and continuing on. There are some challenges, of course, with me not receiving a paycheck since January 14th. You know, some bills are getting behind, some crucial bills. But I'm doing the best that I can to manage them until I can actually start receiving money again. And I guess everything, well, life isn't perfect, but it's manageable and it's still going in a positive direction. So therefore, I take that with a grain of salt and hope it continues on.
All right. I love your perspective on things. It's going to get better. It will turn around. You will catch up those bills. It's going to happen. And so I'm glad that you're patiently waiting. And while you're waiting, you're doing the things that you need to get done, right?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
All right. That's a wonderful thing. All right. Is there anything that you need us to help you with or anything that you need to bring to the court's attention?
Just that I need to finally get my fees paid so I can get my license reinstated. And I know that's one of the things I'm going to start doing as soon as I start receiving money again. I'm going to start paying on it as long as I'm paying the bills. So that's the only thing that's pressing on me that I need to go ahead and address, because I really need that driver's license to continue on. And that's about it. But everything else has been laid out for me, and I'm good at following directions. And I think as long as I follow directions of and the guidance of Ms. Robs and Mr. Scott and Mr. Cuscieri, I will be fine.
All right, very good, very good. It's good to see you this morning, Mr. Franklin. We had an opportunity to staff your case on yesterday. Ms. Robs, is there anything additional you need to add or you want to add as to Mr. Franklin?
Excuse me. No, Your Honor. Mr. Franklin is doing well. Just, proud of him and hoping that, that job, they call him so that he can get started, because I know that's been a pressing concern. But Your Honor, he is compliant in all areas as reported yesterday in staffing. No issues to report at this time.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Cuscieri, anything additional to report on Mr. Franklin?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I just want to say, Mr. Franklin, good job on plugging along despite all of the stress. I know that things are always popping off in life. And lately, you've had a stressful season and there's been a lot of stuff that you've had to deal with. And I just want to acknowledge that you have navigated through that effortlessly. When I know it's anything but, you've maintained, been recovery focused throughout. And I hope that you get some good news with your license and with this employment very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you much.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Reed or Mentor Scott, anything you'd like to add as to Mr. Franklin?
Just congratulations, good report. Your work in the program, Mr. Franklin. Keep up the good work. And I like that background, palm trees and ocean. Summer's coming. I know it's coming. Thank you, Mr. Franklin. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I'm trying to extend your stay just so I can look at those palm trees. I'm like, I need some summer in my life right about now. All right, Mr. Franklin. Mr. Mentor Scott, do you have anything? Place your appearance on the record for me. And then if you have anything from Mr. Franklin, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mentor Scott for 36th District Veterans Treatment Court. Thank you. I do apologize to the court for my late attendance. And I actually spoke with Mr. Franklin yesterday. And he informed me about his good news about the job with Solantis. And I concur and I echo with with Mr. Reed, Attorney Reed has said, and Mr. Kusheri. Mr. Franklin, you did weather the storm. When he was going through, I would call Mr. Franklin and let him know, I can't allow you to stay being depressed, Mr. Franklin. I just can't do it. And he appreciated that, and he put in the work. So good job, Mr. Franklin. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Very
sir.
good. All right, Mr. Franklin, do you have any questions for any of us?
No, ma'am. You've laid down a roadmap, and I'm going to follow it to the end.
All right, you're doing a great job. Congratulations to you. Before you leave, oh no, let me get a court date first. What do you have for me, Ms. Robs, for Mr. Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Franklin is in phase 2. So I will have a face-to-face with Mr. Franklin, Your Honor, on March 29th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then Mr. Franklin will return to court on April 5th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, did you get that, Mr. Franklin?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
March 29th for face-to-face, and April the 5th for next court appearance.
Yes, sir. All right, very good. Before you leave the courtroom, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Franklin for putting on the uniform and serving this country. Thank you so much for your service, Mr. Franklin. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, take care. All right, I do not see Mr. Glenn or Mr. McKinley, or do I see Mr. McKinley? Mr. McKinley, are you on? If
Mr.
you don't-
Glenn is physically in the courtroom, Judge.
Mr. Glenn, okay, I'm gonna go to Mr. Glenn. If somebody could put Mr. McKinley's name on his tag line, that would be great for me. Mr. Glenn is up, his name is next, so I'll go to Mr. Glenn. Ms. Robbs, did you know Mr. Glenn is in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Let's lift that camera. Mr. Glenn is tall. All right, there we go. I have for Mr. Glenn, case number U 587-67520. Mr. Glenn, please state your name for me.
Carl Earl Glenn.
Good morning to you, Mr. Glenn.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
You doing good?
Yes, I'm doing great.
Okay, you are. Mr. Glenn, listen, I'm so happy to see you. I heard you had some things going on, but I want to applaud you for doing what you needed to do in order to take good care of yourself.
Yeah.
That is awesome, Mr. Glenn. That is awesome.
I had a real scare. My head was spinning so fast, I was about to pass out. They said I had low oxygen in my blood.
Okay, were they able to fix it at the hospital?
Well, they gave me medication.
They gave you medication for it? All right, and you're taking that medication?
Yeah, I'm still taking it.
All right, very good. How do you feel, Mr. Glenn?
I feel pretty good.
You do? All right, you sound like you're better. You do.
I've been going to church, still going to church, and I'm focusing on staying clean, which I'm proud of. April 9th will be a year that I've been clean.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Glenn. We're proud of you too. We are so proud of you. Mr. Glenn, so you know you can do it, right?
Yeah. And because, all in the past, that's why I thank God for Emmanuel House, for being in Emmanuel House, because I've been in all kind of treatments and none of them work. And, finally, I found something that works for me. I'm doing
Yes.
great.
And I think what's most important, Mr. Glenn, is that you made up your mind to work the program. You made up your mind to work it. And so it's working for you. And I'm so glad that you see the benefits. What's different at home now that you're clean and sober?
Well, I know my kids enjoy me better.
They do. Oh,
They respect me more. My wife, of course, she's elated.
she is. I bet she is. Yes. And you're being nice to people, aren't you?
Yes, I'm still working on that.
Yeah, Mr. Glenn said you can't get it all, Judge, not in one shot, but you're working on it, right?
I feel real bad when I get angry and curse. I do. I feel real bad about myself, and I don't like myself for that.
Okay, so if you don't like it, continue to work on it, okay? Okay, and Mr. Glenn, let me just tell you, while you're working on it, I think everybody cuss every now and again, okay? We get upset and we say words that we shouldn't say. I said a few last night and everybody laughed at me because I'm no longer a cusser. So they made me mad last night. They was cutting up and I said two, I think, and everybody stopped cutting up and started laughing. I'm like, now how do we go from cutting up to laughing? So I just want you to know what happens to the best of us, okay? So
Okay.
I'm gonna work on mine with you, all right?
Okay.
All right, we're gonna work together. Very good. All right, Mr. Glenn, is there anything that you need us to help you with?
Okay.
Nothing?
No.
All right, your services at the VA, they're going well?
Yeah.
Okay, you pleased?
I hear you.
I said, are you pleased with the services that you're receiving at the VA?
Oh yeah.
Wonderful. All right. I'm going to hear from Ms. Robbs. Ms. Robbs, anything additional for Mr. Glenn? It's good to see him. I'm glad he's doing well. I'm so proud of him that he took the steps necessary to get back on track. Ms. Robbs?
Your Honor, I am proud of Mr. Glenn as well. He's doing a wonderful job, Your Honor. And just another congratulations to you, Mr. Glenn, for that year clean. You staying dedicated, and I just, we just appreciate your hard work and efforts. Your Honor, as reported in staffing yesterday, Mr. Glenn is in full compliance. In fact, I would like to, Your Honor, if I may give him an applaud because he has been paying on his fees and costs. So he's really doing well.
Mr. Glenn is doing it. Yeah. All right. Very good.
Yes, Your Honor. He's just, Mr. Glenn, stay on a great path you're on and continue to keep up the good work, sir.
All right. Very good. Mr. Kucheri, anything else for Mr. Glenn? Anything you'd like to report?
Yes, please, Your Honor. Mr. Glenn, it's good to see you. I just wanted to congratulate you on a good report, and I wanted to just let you know that I'm glad that you're feeling better. And I'm also glad that everything worked out with your car battery in the parking lot. I know that was one of your huge concerns about getting treatment, and I'm so glad that it worked out. And I'm glad that you're stable. Don't forget, you do have some follow-up. You got follow-up appointments in person for the next 2 Mondays. So next Monday and the Monday after that, make sure that you get to the clinic, and you're going to get some phone calls too, to make sure that you're getting everything that you need. Continue to take care of yourself, and I'm glad that you're feeling better.
All right. Mr. Reed, anything for Mr. Glenn?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Mr. Glenn, you have a good attitude. You're working the program. We're proud of you. Be proud of yourself. We know it's not easy. Keep up the good work, Mr. Glenn, and be safe, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. If nothing else, Mr. Glenn, do you have any questions?
I did want to ask, I talked to Ms. Rob, 2 days ago, I think it was, and she was talking about maybe we starting phase 3.
Okay. So you asking me about a promotion, Ms. Robbs?
Your Honor, I would not object to Mr. Glenn being moved to phase 3 on today, Your Honor, if I may. As stated, Mr. Glenn has over and over again throughout the course of this program proven to himself that sobriety is, attainable. He continues to drop negative for all of his screenings. Your Honor, he stays on track. He has completed the requirements for phase 2, and I'm asking on today, Your Honor, that we do promote Mr. Glenn to phase 3.
All right, any objection from any of the team members? No
No objection.
objection?
No objection.
All right, Mr. Glenn, you are being promoted to phase 3 on today. Congratulations to you. So there are 2 things that we're going to celebrate Mr. Glenn for. First, we're thanking him for his service. And then second, his promotion to phase 3 of the program. Let's celebrate Mr. Glenn, y'all. Good, thank you, Mr. Glenn. All right, and congratulations. Listen, Mr. Glenn, you in phase 3, no shortcuts. No trying to, get out of doing what you're supposed to do. You've got to continue to work hard, okay? All right, congratulations to you. All right, Ms. Robbs, with that promotion, what's next for Mr. Glenn?
Your Honor, a face-to-face with Mr. Glenn on March 29th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then a return to court date, Your Honor, I would like to do April 5th at 8:35 a.m.
All right, did you get that, Mr. Glenn?
That's right.
All right, wonderful,
I
congratulations.
have, face, is that a phone?
Yes,
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
here you go. Yes, sir. So good to see you, Mr. Glenn. Continue to take good care of yourself and your family, okay?
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye, have a good day.
Okay, you too.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. McKinley, I'm ready for you. I'm gonna have you unmute. I have the following, case number 210-567-6801. Mr. McKinley, state your full name for me, please. Uh-oh, you're on mute. Or I can't hear you. Go ahead, try again.
My name is Dennis McKinley. Are we connected now?
I can hear you now. Good morning to you, Mr. McKinley.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. McKinley, tell me, how are things going with you?
Well, things are going fine. Thank you for asking. And, I had the most wonderful weekend. We had a family together, my family together, and not just my family, but my family up under the umbrella of my parents and my grandparents. So it was quite a bit of people there. So that was one of the greatest times I've ever had. It was a miracle in work. Everyone had a good time. That was our first gathering in 10 years. So it was really wonderful for the whole family.
Wow. That's good to hear. First gathering in 10 years. Did
The total
anyone?
family. Pardon me?
Wonderful. I'm not sure how that person got into my courtroom. I have my waiting room on, so no one should be entering the courtroom right now.
Your Honor, I believe that's Mr. Pringle.
Okay. All right. He needs to take his hood off and all of that good stuff when he gets stable, and he can turn on his camera when he gets stable. All right, very good. All right, and so Mr. McKinley, 10 years, did anybody notice anything different about you?
Yes, ma'am. Well, it was the one thing they noticed different about me, my presence, first of all. And I had a chance to share with my family and all the families that were there and wrap my arms around the younger ones in the family. That was my main goal, was to kind of help the younger ones in the family, because I've always been involved with them. So it was really a fantastic weekend. It was really a fantastic time, yes.
Very good, very good. And so, Mr. McKinley, do you notice anything different about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Under the re-engagement with the community and myself and my family and everything like that, I'm more conscious of others.
Queen. Hey, Queen.
Okay, excuse me.
Are we okay now? Hello?
Hold on, Mr. McKinley, she'll be right with you.
All right. So now y'all see while I was cussing last night, they done changed the ringer on the phone. I had grandbabies last night, and they know how to do a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do. So did you just hear that ringer? They changed the ringer. Hey, Queen. Okay, all right, I have to regroup. I didn't know what was going on. I'm sorry, Mr. McKinley. I'm so sorry. My phone is on vibrate. I don't know why that ringer would go off, but okay. All right, we are good. So, Mr. McKinley, you were telling me something that you have noticed different about yourself.
Oh,
What's different about you?
well, the thing I noticed different about myself is my re-engagement with the family and the importance it is to stay engaged with the family because each individual is important in today's time. We all are relevant, but by me being a male in the family of my age, it's very important that I communicate with all my family throughout.
Yes, I think about even in our family, that history, it gets passed down to the next generation through the older people that are in the family, the senior people. And if you all are not connecting with us, I'm gonna try to still squeeze into the young folk category in my family. But if you all are not connecting with us, we lose that history. And so you know what may happen? We may repeat some of the things that you all have done. We may miss some critical things in our children or in other people in the family who may need help or assistance. And so that is so important. I have one aunt that's the oldest sister of my mother, and she is 92. I'm going to see her for Mother's Day. I'm going to go spend a week, a couple of days with her, almost a week. And we get on FaceTime with her and we get family history. We're starting to understand some dynamics that people just didn't talk about. And I guess she want to clear her heart and her mind before she leaves here. She telling it all, and we are all in. And so, but it's good to know things about our health and just things about why our family dynamics, why it is the way that it is, and things that we didn't understand. And now we're understanding them, and we're able to reach out in a different kind of way to other individuals in the family. So I want to encourage you to do that, to continue to do that, be around, be accessible to them, so that you can teach them something. And if you could save one of them from hitting a pothole in the road, maybe one that you hit, I mean, you've accomplished something. You've accomplished something. So I want to encourage you to continue to do that.
Thank you. You could have never said it best. Yes, thank you.
Yes. Is there anything that you need us to help you with, Mr. McKinley, to stay on track?
No, I like to thank everyone because I mean you've been really a guiding light for me. I mean, it's just really have changed my life, changed my perspective and my trajectory. Thank you.
All right, very good. Ms. Robs, we had the opportunity. I do want to ask you, Dr. Alexander, you still seeing him?
No, ma'am, I've completed the course with Dr. Alexander, but I have communicated with him on several occasions lately. Yes.
All right, very good. And you did get some good takeaways from the sessions that you did with Dr. Alexander?
I got some fantastic takeaways because we was able to open up and share with each other. Thank you.
Very good. All right, Ms. Robs, we did staff Mr. McKinley's case yesterday. Is there anything additional you'd like to add?
Your Honor, Mr. McKinley, as reported on yesterday, is doing extremely well. No issues to report at this time. He's in full compliance.
Wonderful. Mr. Kusheri?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. McKinley, I just want to congratulate you on a good report, let you know it's good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. He's compliant, Judge. He continues to engage in VA services as needed, and congratulations too on reconnecting with your family and how nourishing that reunion was.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. And then for Attorney Reed or the mentor, anything additional as to Mr. McKinley?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. McKinley, a great attitude. Your work in the program. Congratulations on your family reunification. We're proud of you. We know it's not easy, but you're doing a great job. Keep up good work, sir, and be proud of yourself. Thank you, sir, and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. I would just echo the words of Mr. Kusheri and my stage paternal brother, Attorney Reed. Mr. McKinley, you look, you just look peaceful. You look very peaceful. You look at ease. And one thing I will say, when you mention your family, I think that is so fantastic because I was just sharing this with another veteran just yesterday, that when you put yourself in a position to be present, there's so much you can get from that. And you have put yourself in a position to be present, and you're reaping the rewards from that. So I'm really happy for you for that, for allowing that experience to take place.
Yes, wonderful. All right. Mr. McKinley, any questions for the team this morning?
I don't have any questions, but I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you everyone for having me and sharing me. I can never say that enough. Thank you and everyone that's involved. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. McKinley. And I need the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. McKinley for his service. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We certainly do. Thank you so much. And thank you for receiving the assistance that we're providing through 36th District Court and the Veterans Administration. With that, Ms. Robs, what's the return for Mr. McKinley?
Your Honor, I have March 29th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right. Did you get that, Mr. McKinley?
Thank you.
All right, very good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good to see you, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, okay? Uh-oh, he's got a bad connection now, but it's at the end, so you good. All right, take care, bye-bye. All right, let's go to Mr. O'Brien. Good morning to you, Mr. O'Brien. Uh-oh, unmute for me. Mr. O'Brien, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. And yourself, Your Honor?
I'm doing well. You look different this morning. What's going on with you?
I feel good. I finished my tether from House Resources. I didn't even know I was on house arrest. They called me.
All right. That'll make you look better, right?
Right. Did you know your days are up? And I had no idea because I just didn't pay attention to it.
Okay.
You know? But I would also like to extend with Mr. Franklin, if you leave word, by me being 20 years at Stellantis, if he needs someone to talk to or just a word of advice or anything, I'm there for him. So if you or Mrs. Rock can relay that over to him, I appreciate that.
Ms. Robs already, I saw the light go off. She already started writing it down. That is wonderful. Now, you've been there 20 years. Isn't that something?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Robs, I know you're going to make that connection. Absolutely. Great, great. You're doing good, Mr. O'Brien.
Yes, I am. You know, I realized that a lot of smoke and daggers get put at you, but as long as you stay grounded in the spirit, what's real will show itself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so how do you apply that to you? How is that applicable to you?
Well, different people come in my life and they act like they want to be a part of my life. Mm-hmm. But they are there just to use me because of what I may have to offer. Okay. And when it comes down to it, they're not really interested. Okay.
Okay.
And I have to learn to accept that. Because I am gullible. You know what I mean? I believe in people in the spirit of person. You know what I mean? And once they come up with me with the feeling of acceptance, I a lot of times take that at face value, you know what I mean? And not really looking to see, because I just believe in people.
Yeah.
Okay, but sometimes you have to take a second look.
Absolutely. And it's okay. I wish we could go back to a day where, you know, people were more trusting, but it's not, there's nothing wrong with taking that second look. There's nothing wrong. And I encourage it. I encourage it. And so, Mr. O'Brien, how are you doing with staying on track with your sobriety?
I'm doing well. Like I said, things still tend to overlap. Okay. And sometimes my drops and my meeting with Mr. Harrington comes together, and I'm sitting in the parking lot where when I drop talking to him at the same time, because they both at the same time. And even though he said, well, Marcus, it's okay. No, I was determined to complete both. Got back home in time for group. And he told me I didn't have to make it because I just dropped. No, I rushed back home. I got home in time for the group. So
All
I
right,
am
you made
determined
it.
not to miss anything.
Listen, it's going to get better, right, Ms. Riles? It's going to get better.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
It is. It's just keep plugging away. That sacrifice, and you know about sacrifice. You put on that uniform. You know that it's going to pay off, and it's going to get better. And so I applaud you for getting to and being where you're supposed to be on time, and hopefully getting what you need out of it. Is that what's happening?
Yes, definitely. I love the gentleman in the group. We got a very nice rapport now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I understand them, you know, and we just have a nice group, real calm, and it's an intellectual conversation as well as soothing. And I enjoy it. I really enjoy it now.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right. And so is there anything that you're struggling with that you need us to assist you with?
No, you know, only problem that I have is my primary care doctor left and we got a new replacement, and he wasn't under my insurance and did not tell nobody that he didn't cover my insurance. And so I accumulated some fees, but that's been taken care of. I got a new doctor, and I got to send a letter to the appeal people at Blue Cross Blue Shield, letting them know what just took place. So if I have to bite the cost, I have to bite the cost. But if they can do something, they can do something.
I hope that they can do something. I hope they can. Make sure you continue to write, appeal, whatever it takes, okay?
Yes, ma'am, because he was just wrong. He was just wrong. He should have let, as soon as he came to, we didn't go to him, and it's more than just myself. He came to our clinic and took over.
Oh, please continue to write. They will work it out. It might take some time. Don't get discouraged in writing and calling. They will work it out, especially if you did not go out and look for him and just decide, I'm going to see somebody outside of my plan. So please stick with it. It'll pay off. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. Family's doing well.
Family's doing fine. I got two sisters in Atlanta, and I spoke to both of them yesterday. And I'm 58 years old, and I'm going to always be the baby brother. You know,
yes, sir.
I'm never going to lose that.
And it has advantages, right?
Yeah, but if you know my sister, they will try to take over my life. Okay, and that's scary.
You just got to let them feel like they are. Listen, I'm the baby of 8, and when I get with my brothers and my siblings, I am still the baby, and I enjoy every moment of it. They fix my food. They run my bath water. I'm my clothes. I'm horrible when I'm with them. I'm horrible. And so I let them feel like they in charge. I do, because I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy every day. Cook for me. They clean up after me. It's horrible. It's horrible. And I enjoy every moment of it. I do, because I'm the baby. So, and they try to boss me around a little bit, and I act like I'm listening, because I want them to fix my food and all of that good stuff.
You know, Your Honor.
Yes. I'm the baby of 8. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, sir. Hang in there, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I sure will.
All right, Ms. Robs, anything additional to point out with respect to Mr. Aubrey? I know he's done some work with Dr. Alexander. Are you still doing that work? How's it going?
No, I don't believe
he needs the referral, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs the referral?
Yes, he's going to be referred for family reunification for the issue he mentioned last time.
Got it. I missed a part of my note. My
Yeah,
apologies. All right. So we'll get you referred to Dr. Alexander. Ms. Robs is taking care of that.
but if I may, that was a part of the smoke and daggers. I've already filed for divorce, and I'm waiting her for the sign the papers.
Now, you know you can't drop that on us like that all at 9:26 a.m. on a Tuesday.
I'm sorry. It's just not right, and everything she's doing is phony. It's like, only thing she wants now is her green card. And my hurt about it, is done. I went through that already. I went through that, but now I face reality of the situation. And so we talked about it last night. She said she wanted to stay here, but I brought her here. So if she wants to go home, I'm gonna make sure she gets home. Okay. But she says she's determined to stay here in America. I mean, at that point, there's nothing I can do.
So I'm still going to encourage you. I'm encouraging you. I'm not ordering you. Encouraging you that when Ms. Robs gives you the referral to Dr. Alexander, I would still like you to talk with him.
Okay.
Okay. I'm encouraging you to do that. I'm not ordering it. It's not a part of my court order, but I'm encouraging it. Okay.
That's good enough for me.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your attitude about it too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Robs, what do you have for me?
Yes, Your Honor. As reported yesterday, Your Honor, Mr. O'Brien is doing really well with regards to compliance. He's in compliance with all areas at this time. I'll make sure, Mr. O'Brien, if you can call me after court later on today, so that we can discuss the referral process. And I want to make sure that I get you Dr. Alexander's phone number on today for you to contact him. But Your Honor, outside of that, Mr. O'Brien is in good standing. He's in phase 1. At this time, no issues to report.
All right, very good. Anything from Mr. Kusheri as to Mr. O'Brien?
Thank you, Judge. Yeah, Mr. O'Brien, just briefly, I just want to commend you on your treatment progression. Judge, Mr. O'Brien is a program guy. He has a lot of abstinence under his belt, a lot of clean time over the years prior to this charge. So he is an exceptional group member. I just wanted to thank you for offering to read materials during group, sharing insights, being an active participant, helping the other veterans in the group as much as you feel like you're getting value from showing up to the group. I know that you're giving it back. And I also wanted to acknowledge all of the stress that you have going on with the adjustment with your marriage and your decision to move forward. You are welcome to engage in additional treatment at the VA. I know that time is tough for you with your schedule, with employment and geographical barriers and scheduling conflicts, but we are always available if you do decide that you'd like additional support, in the context of adjusting with your relationship. Congratulations on doing so great in the Vet Corps program so far.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, very proud of you, Mr. O'Brien. All right, anything from Attorney Reed or the mentor?
Thank you, Judge. I wanted to congratulate you first, sir. Your 20 years of employment. Thank you for volunteering to assist Mr. McKinley. We appreciate that. You're working the program. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. We know it's not easy. Things change in life, but that's part of living. Be safe, sir. Be proud of yourself. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. O'Brien, you do look well. I want to start with that. It's really bright back there, but it makes you look good. And I just want to encourage you, because we do know that life have challenges, And I just want to encourage you to meet those challenges head on. I also, before I'm done, I apologize for calling you at that late hour. I know you work a lot of hours, and so if you can just let me know what's a good time. Later on, give me a call. Let me know what's a good time to call you, so I won't be disturbing you, because I know that you need your rest, and everything's going to be well. We have talked about it, and in all of this, you're still doing well. You're still keeping up with your, being in compliance with all of the court's orders and everything. So again, I just congratulate you, and I look forward to talking to you real soon. Okay, have a good day. Great day.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. If nothing else, Ms. Robs, what's next for Mr. Overy?
Your Honor, a return to court date of March 29th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Overy?
I did, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, wonderful. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. Before you leave, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Overy for his service. Thank you, Mr. Overy. We appreciate you. Thank you, and thank you for allowing us to serve you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, take care. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Oh, I didn't place his case number on the record, 210-611-8501. Failed to do that. All right. Let's keep going. Mr. Smith, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Bliss.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right, let's do it. I have the following for you. Case number 180-573-2901. State your full name for the record, Mr. Smith.
Nathaniel D. Love Smith.
All right, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
You doing pretty good? I heard
Yes.
that you're in school. How's that going?
Well, it's going I'm not in school anymore.
Why?
I'm in court. Yeah. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm working right now. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, you done switched it all up on us. Tell us.
My bad. No, so school. I'm in school. I was in school, but VREP, they didn't give me my funding. So yeah, so that put a halt on my situation.
Okay.
So now I'm waiting for VRE. When I initially signed up for school, the lady at the school told me that I could use VREP and then use my VRE later. That
Okay.
wasn't true. It comes to find out that I got denied VREP because I'm eligible for VRE, which is chapter 31. So I put a halt on the classes because I'm waiting to hear back from my VRE counselor. I haven't heard. I've left them emails. I got an automated message for them to reinstate me. And I don't know. All I can do is be patient. I did what I was supposed to do by calling and emailing, and I haven't received a response. But so yeah, that's it. Otherwise, I'll be able to go back to class. The school is aware. They just, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm still glad that you have a good attitude about everything. Ms. Robs, tell me what you know about this situation, or if there's anything you can do to help.
Your Honor, I'm honestly just learning about this on today with regards to the VREP and its funding. So I will have to have another conversation with Mr. Smith, because when I left Lake Ridge I think it was Wednesday, I didn't know. So I definitely have to have a further discussion with him, Your Honor.
Okay.
But Mr. Smith did send me some information with regard to a new employment opportunity. So I do have that information, which he's excited about, but I do need to have a discussion. I didn't know about the school.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you, Ms. Robbs. And so, Mr. Smith, you are working, so you do have
Yeah.
something that's occupying your time, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing security. Yeah, excuse me.
Are you doing that at Lake Ridge or somewhere else?
Lake Ridge.
All right, very good. And how do you feel about that for now?
It's good. I don't have to worry about trying to get back and forth. And then, I thank them for the opportunity to actually, earn a little bit of income while I'm here and the responsibility. So I'm happy with it. And it was perfect with, going to school so I could do both and it wouldn't be too much of a hassle trying to go back and forth, go here, being able to do it all in the house. But yeah, so yeah. But that school is huh?
Go ahead.
That school stuff, it happened recently. So, it was last week was my birthday. Last Monday was my birthday.
Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday. Yeah. All right.
And, it was like everything was going so good. It was like my birthday, I'm in school, I'm in recovery. Birthdays have more significant meaning in recovery. It's like I made it another year. I thank God that I'm alive. There's so many people I met in the streets that aren't here anymore. So you be grateful. It's like it gives, like after I grew up, birthday just wasn't the same. Like when you're a kid, like, oh yeah, birthday, I get gifts. But when you're an adult, you get hit by your own gifts. So that
your own gifts.
Yeah. So that wasn't a big, that wasn't big, but now as they're going through recovery, it's just like it means more than birthdays mean more than ever because I'm clean, I'm working my program, and just a reminder, every year I get to see another age. It's like, thank God I made it.
Yes, sir. Very good. Very good. All right, Ms. Robbs, what do you have as to Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, Mr. Smith is doing a great job. I was able to go over to Lake Ridge as reported on yesterday and see the huge TV, Your Honor, that he has.
I wasn't going to mention that TV, so go ahead. I wasn't going to mention it, Ms. Robbs. I wasn't going to tell on you. I was going to wait for you to tell on yourself. All right, go ahead, Ms. Robbs.
Yes, Your Honor.
About that TV.
Oh, yes, that TV is huge. So I wanted to make sure I put that on the record, Mr. Smith.
You see my face, Mr. Smith? What you looking at over there that you need to see it up that big? But go ahead, Ms. Robbs.
He's in full compliance, Your Honor. He's doing well over at Lake Ridge. He's moving into leadership position. He's in compliance with the groups and all is well. No issues to report on Mr. Smith.
All right, very good. Mr. Kusheri.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Smith, it's good to see you. I just wanted to congratulate you on getting employment. I think it's great that you can work remotely so you don't have to worry about the transportation piece because that was a huge barrier. So I'm so glad that you're earning some money. I'm sorry to hear about the schooling. I was not aware of that either. That's not something that I can really get directly involved in because it's a different service, different agency. But if you reach out to me and you have time, I'd be happy to reach out to the counselor on your behalf and try to light a fire under him to maybe respond to you and see what he can do to resolve the issue and get you back in school if that's what you want.
Definitely.
All right.
Okay, wonderful. That sounds good to me too, Mr. Kusheri. Sounds really good. All right. Anything from Attorney Reed or the mentor?
Yes, Judge. Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Smith. You're working the program. Good report. And what I like is the desire. You have a desire to continue your education, and that's important. I know it's going to work out for you. Keep up the good work, sir. We're proud of what you're doing. Be proud of yourself. And be safe, Mr. Smith. Be safe. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And as to the mentor, anything on Mr. Smith?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes. First, Mr. Smith, you cease to amaze me. You say you just had a birthday. It looks like to me you discovered the fountain of youth because you look like a a third grader with a beard. So you look much, I don't know what you're doing over there, but keep doing what you're doing.
It's the big
Your Honor,
screen television. It's the big screen television. All right, go ahead.
After court last time we had court, Mr. Smith sent me an email, and I'm not gonna read it, but I'm just gonna read the last part. He said, "You all maybe can't save all of us, but you all definitely helped save me." He is very appreciative to what this court has done for him and the support from the team, Your Honor, and the staff that are supporting him. And I just wanted to share that with the court because I think it's important when the veterans realize the impact that the team has had in getting them back to where they want to be. So just put in the work, Mr. Smith. I'm really proud. I really am proud of you, Smith.
All right, very good. Mr. Smith, we're so glad that you allowed us to serve you. Do you have any questions for the team on this morning?
No, Yana. I just thank you for giving me a chance. Miss
Yeah.
Rives here. I want to thank Miss Rives. Her coming here and sitting down talking to me. I already trusted in you guys to just confirm that trust already. Put in. So thank you.
I love it. Thank you again. Thank you for allowing us to serve. And so with that, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Smith for his service to this country. Thank you, Mr. Smith. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, Ms. Robbs, what's next for Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, a return of court date of March 29th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, did you get that, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. If nothing else, Mr. Smith, I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. Know that we're here for you if you need us, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, y'all have a good one. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. I had two more veterans that I was supposed to see this morning, Mr. Pringle and Mr. Purry. Ms. Robbs, where are they? I'm ready to close out my Veterans Treatment Court docket.
Your Honor, Mr. Pringle is on and Mr. Purry is in the waiting room.
Okay, I don't see his name on the list.
He doesn't know how to change it, Your Honor.
So what is he on?
I asked him and he seems to not know that either.
All right, I'm gonna go with this Moto G play and see if that's him. If it's not, we'll see. Is that Mr. Purry? Mr. Purry, is that you who just came into the courtroom?
It's Mr. Pringle.
I know, Mr. Pringle, you got to get in some light. I cannot see you, sir. I have to be able to capture your image.
Okay, let me step out.
All right. There you go, Mr. Pringle. There you are. Good morning to you. Mr. Pringle. Now he frozen. Now he in the light and he frozen. All right. I'm going to use this time to let everyone into the courtroom. Let's get them situated and then we'll wrap up the remainder of the, why is it not letting me go to the waiting room? Ms. Wilson, if you could let everyone in from the waiting room while Mr. Pringle gets to where he's able to do his hearing.
This is file 20.
Mute your device as you're coming into the courtroom. Please mute your device. Please mute your device. Thank you so much. All right. I am going to, good morning to everyone that's joining the courtroom. I am wrapping up the Veterans Treatment Court docket. If you are an A case and you need to go to a breakout room, you're going to get an invitation. If you are an attorney, you must call and check in with my clerk at area code 313-965-2280. 965-2280. Please call the clerk. If you are not sure where you should be, please do not shout out in my courtroom. Please hang up and call the clerk. The number is in the chat at area code 313-965-2280. I have 2 more matters that I need to do in specialty court, and then I will be ready to proceed. Mr. Reed, Mr. Barton, if you see anyone that needs to be moved to another courtroom, I'm sorry, to a breakout room, please let Ms. Wilson know so that she can facilitate that move. Because I do see an Atkins on. I'm sure he needs to go to the breakout room. The person that's laid back in their chair, sleeping or something, I hope you're alive. They need to go to a breakout room.
I see a Zachary Atkins. He's on the docket today, Judge. If Miss Wilson can put me in a breakout room, I'll talk to him.
Yes. And then I think that those are all. I do see an attorney's office has signed in. And so please check in with the clerk. Good morning, Attorney Elisal.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please check in with the clerk. If you need to speak with the prosecuting attorney, please let the clerk know. Miss Mack, I need to give you a message that I received on last night. My apologies. I'm going to call in just a second about who will be serving as our counsel on this morning from the prosecutor's office. All right.
Oh, yes, they've already contacted me, Judge, and they're ready when we're ready.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to close out my Veterans Treatment Court docket at this time. I am ready on Mr. Pringle. I have case number 200-449-9701. Mr. Pringle, state your full name, please.
Dennis Pringle.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Pringle. How are you?
I'm good, a little tired, but I'm good.
Why are you tired this morning?
I changed jobs. I work from 4 to 2, 4 in the evening to 2 in the morning.
Oh, so you are tired. All right. How's it going, Mr. Pringle? Uh-oh, you froze up on me.
It's going great. It's going.
Okay, I can hear you now. It's going great. All right.
Yes, yes.
Taking care of business, Mr. Pringle?
Yes, yes.
You are. Okay,
I
tell me.
I finished up with Dr. Alexander last time we had court. I did community service quite a few hours. I know. I guess I could always use some more. And
Well, now,
got
you
a new job.
Mr. Pringle, if you're working, you got to pay.
Yeah, I mean, I got the community service ordered by you for court. That part, then a few more, but other than that, I'm still moving forward. I actually stopped working up there at the VA Monday and got hired at another job Tuesday.
Okay.
Last week.
So you prefer the job you're on now over the VA? Uh-oh, Mr. Pringle is frozen.
Well, I mean, I didn't, but
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
yeah, I didn't. I actually wanted to be around fellow veterans, but it didn't work out that way. So.
All right, Mr. Kusheri. So is everything okay?
Yes, Judge. So Mr. Pringle was engaged in CWT. It's a therapeutic work program. So he was doing the work at the VA and earning a little bit of money. The idea is that eventually he would have hoped to have gotten into the VA as a permanent employee. However, the positions take a while to post, and Mr. Pringle is motivated to engage in employment to earn money. So he wanted to engage in the community, which is what he ended up doing.
Okay, very good. And it sounds like it's working out for him.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Pringle, have you been having any challenges that you need the court to help you with?
I spoke with Mr. Crusher last week about still some of the same old things, the tickets, because I called them and I didn't know the addresses of some of the places that I stayed in the past, and they let me get through to get the matter taken care of. So that's still in limbo. But other than that, I'm moving on up like the Jefferson.
All right, all right. Mr. Kusheri, is there anything that we can do to help him with the other matters that he's referring to?
Yes, Judge, offline, we are working on that, trying to come to some sort of resolution to move forward. There's some hoops to jump through,
Okay,
but we're working it out.
all right, very good, very good. All right, Mr. Pringle, did you have any questions for the court on this morning?
Not really a question, just more so of an apology, because I don't know why I was thinking the 22nd was my court date. And then when I got the message last night at work, I wasn't sure if it was a call or Zoom. So I didn't know until like the last minute. And Miss Rob called me and said, get online. So that's why I was late. Other than that, I'm always early. But other than that, it's okay.
Everything's good? All right, very good. I'm just glad to see you, Mr. Pringle. All right, very good. Ms. Robs, we had an opportunity to staff Mr. Pringle yesterday. Is there anything else you need to add?
No, Your Honor, not at this time. Mr. Pringle, as reported yesterday, is in full compliance. No issues to report.
All right, very good. Mr. Attorney Reed, or I'm sorry, Mr. Kusheri, other than what you've already reported out on Mr. Pringle, is there anything else you'd like to report?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. As to Mr. Reed or the veteran mentor, anything on Mr. Reed's out of the courtroom? Mr. Pringle from the veteran mentor. Nothing else to report? All right. Then with that, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Pringle for his service to this country and his service to us. Thank you, Mr. Pringle. We appreciate you. We certainly appreciate you. All right. Just know those of you who are not celebrating, your case will be last. All right. I see you, Mr. Bass. You better turn that camera on. All right. That's our veterans. There you go, Mr. Mansell. You better get in that camera and let me see you celebrating our veterans. I hold veterans near and dear. And you turn on the TV and see what's happening in the Ukraine, and you'll understand why, how they give up their lives and their families. Some of their families are being shipped to other countries and they're staying to fight a war for what they believe in, their freedoms in their country. And so we need to appreciate our veterans because that's what they have done or will do for us. All right. Okay, somebody already at the end of the docket today. All right, very good. Mr. Pringle with Ms. Robs, what's the return to court date for Mr. Pringle?
Yes, Your Honor. A face-to-face for March 29th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then a return to court date, Your Honor, of April 5th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Did you get that, Mr. Pringle? Uh-oh, he's frozen again, Miss Roz, but we got everything done for him. You're good, Mr. Pringle. You'll be in touch with Miss Robs, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
You know where to find us should you need us, okay?
Yes, I will.
All right, take care. Good to see you. All right, our last veteran case of the morning is Mr. Purry. Is Mr. Purry on this morning? Miss Robs?
Your Honor, he called me and said he is on. He can see everyone in the courtroom. I told him to turn his camera on. He says he turned it on, but I don't see him.
I don't see him either. All right, Mr. Purry, if you're there, I need to see your face. No, Mr. Purry? All right, then we are going to conclude, Miss Robs. What I'm going to have you do, and I'm even looking to see if I see him somewhere else, and I don't. All right, so Miss Robs, circle back to him. I know that we staffed him on yesterday. You indicated that he's still working, he's still interacting with Emmanuel House, and that he's doing well.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so find out what's going on and let me know what would be his return to court date? Now he's gonna have to come back sooner.
Yes, Your Honor. If I can give him a return of court date of next Tuesday, which will be March 22nd, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you, Ms. Rives.
Thank
And
you.
with that, I want to thank all of the Veterans Treatment Court team. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for engaging. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you all in staffing next week.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Take
Thank
care.
you. All right. I am now going to take a quick moment because we've been going since 8:35 this morning. We're going to take a quick moment to shift gears. And then Ms. Wilson, if you could find out, make sure everybody is where they need to be. It should be predominantly specialty court. We may have some A's. I know that Ms. Brimage is in the courtroom. If she's there on Mr. Ellison's case, I'm going to call that case first. And then I just need to know who's here and for what before I switch to the remainder of my treatment court docket. So you all can let me know, but I am taking a quick break. Thank you so much.
Judge, can you check your chat?
Yes.
Madam Clerk, I'm not sure if I was able to properly check in. I called, but I wasn't sure if I was checked in.
Yes, I got your phone call. Who's your defendant?
Mr. Ahmed Alawadi. Al-Audi. It's AHMED, MEDALW. I'm sorry, it's ALAWDI.
Okay, hold on one moment. Counsel, can you give me your case number for your client, please?
Sure, ma'am. It's U60356021OM. You want me to repeat that?
No, I got it. Thank you.
This was originally scheduled for October, but he completed all of the terms and he contacted the court and he was told that he could terminate early, as was mentioned in the sentencing. And that's why he was told today would be his date for early termination.
Okay, Ms. Brimage is going to go in a breakout room with you shortly. So just momentarily, just hold on one moment, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Purdy. Mr. Purdy.
Yes, Ms. Robbs.
Okay, judge is going to allow you to come back to court on next week for next Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022 at 8:35 a.m. Okay, so you can go ahead and log off. Mr. Pringle, Mr. Purdy.
Ms. Robbs.
Yes, Mr. Purdy.
Yeah.
Yes, you can log off. You come to court next Tuesday at 8:35 a.m. That'll be March 22nd.
Okay, what happened?
What a week, Judge, I'll call you. Just hang up and let me call you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I am ready to proceed with the remainder of the specialty court cases. I am going to start off on this morning with promotions. And so the first promotion that I have on this morning is for Terrence Bass. Mr. Bass, unmute your, I think he's surprised about promotion this morning. Unmute for me. All right, here we go. Case number 20059699901. Mr. Bass, state your full name for me.
James Bass.
How are you this morning, Mr. Bass?
I'm good. Just doing everything like I should.
All right, are you over there ready for work?
Yeah, I am. I work this afternoon. So
okay.
In a few hours.
Right. All right, Mr. Bass. You've been doing everything you're supposed to do to work your program?
Yes, I have.
Are you having any issues?
No, not at all.
Where's your face? It disappeared. Uh-oh, did he log off, Miss Cleveland?
Looks like it. I don't see him on now. Oh, no. I'm sure he'll dial back in, but I don't see him on the list anymore.
There he is. All right, Mr. Bass, you hung up on us?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And
yes,
so,
likely just called my phone and it made me pick up.
Uh-oh. All right. So, Mr. Bass, are you having any issues that you need the court to address?
Not at all. I got a new car now, so I'm back rolling like I was, and yep.
I see you.
I'm taking care of everything as planned it, like I supposed to been doing. And I even when I didn't have a car, I was still making it to my drives, making it to my meetings, and
yes, you are.
going to work too. So
yes, sir. And
it's just been coming in play, and I pray a lot too. So.
I see you, Mr. Bass. You're doing a great job. And listen, I have the utmost respect for you because you're right. Without a car and then other things that were happening, you still were still showing up and doing what you were supposed to do. And so I'm extremely proud of you, Mr. Bass. And I am so happy that you were recommended for a promotion to phase 2 on yesterday. And so, Ms. Cleveland, is there anything else to add as to Mr. Bass?
No, Your Honor, he is reporting accurately. He's compliant with all your court's orders. He is dropping as ordered and everything is negative. I'm so proud of him. Your Honor, we have documented 90 plus days of sobriety for him. So I'm also proud of him as well with that regard. I'm recommending him for promotion to phase 2 because despite all the challenges that he does report to me, and he does contact me when he feels that he needs to inform the court of things that are going on in his life. Despite all those challenges, he's met the challenges and he's doing very well, Your Honor. I'm proud to recommend him for promotion.
All right, very good. There was no objection from the team. And so I'm going to ask everyone in the courtroom to join me in congratulating Mr. Bass on his promotion to phase 2. Congratulations to you, Mr. Bass. So proud of you. Is there anything that you need to ask of us before we give you your return to court date?
No, it's not.
All right, very good. All right, Miss Cleveland, what's next for Mr. Bass?
Your Honor, since he's phase 2, he will be coming back for a face-to-face, which is a phone-to-phone, at 10:35 a.m. on April 5th, 2022.
Okay, but if you do were you in staffing when we talked about if for the face-to-face, they would have their court date
2
be the
weeks.
following week?
Yeah, okay, Your Honor. I remember.
2 weeks, and then their court date would be the 3 weeks.
So in that case,
okay,
it would be the 29th for the face-to-face.
March 29th, okay.
Yes, Your Honor. March 29th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then he would have the next court date would be April 5th, 2022 at 9:45 a.m.
All right, wonderful. There we go. Thank you,
Thank you.
Ms. Cleveland. Thank you so much. All right. Is there anything, if nothing else, Mr. Bass, congratulations to you. Take good care of yourself, and we will see you in a couple of weeks, okay? Keep pressing. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right, very good. I am going to call next Mario Rice. Good morning, Mr. Rice. I have case number Z8066581. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing good, very good.
You look like you're doing good.
Yes, I am.
You are. Listen,
Yeah.
I know I saw you last week. I just wanted to check in on you today to make sure that your face was smiling and that folks are treating you well. And
Yes, ma'am.
they are treating you well, I heard. And so I'm excited about the work you're doing. I heard you're already working hard. And so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just want to encourage you this morning to keep pushing, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say, I had dropped the team when I dropped the ball when I was on the team, but now I picked the ball back up. I'm on the court, I'm playing, and I'm willing to win this game.
All right, let's do it. All right, we laying it up. We have passed it to you, so come on. I know a little bit about basketball. I have heard of a layup.
I'm going straight.
Or at least I got it, or I
going-
may have gotten it terribly wrong because everybody's face is looking like, is that football or is layup
No.
basketball? Layup is
No.
basketball, right?
Yes.
Okay, y'all stop looking like that. All right, come on, Mr. Rice, let's do it. There you go. I see you,
Yes,
Carlos.
ma'am.
Come on, Mr. Rice, let's do it. All right.
I'm going for the championship.
You go for the championship? Let's do it.
Yes, ma'am.
We on the team. Look, I just wanted to see your face this morning. You look well. I'm encouraging
you.
you to work the program. And so Miss Robs, no, is it Miss Robs or Miss Cleveland?
Yes, it's Miss Robs. Yes.
All right, Miss Robs, what's the next date for the next court date for Mr. Rice?
Your Honor, if I can have Mr. Rice return March 29th, 2022 at 9:45 a.m.
All right, there you go.
At what time again?
9:45 a.m.
Okay. All right, I'll be there.
All right, very good.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a blessed day.
See you. Take care of yourself. You do the
I
same.
sure
Thank
will.
you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right. For, it looks like defendant Ahmed, I'm going to butcher.
The defendant Ahmed is fine, Your Honor.
ALAWD. I'm sorry.
Call him Ahmed, it's fine, Your Honor. That works.
Okay. All right. Thank you, counsel. Is he on my docket for today? I don't see him.
And let me appear, Your Honor. Good morning. Ali Dagger appearing on behalf of Mr. Audi. Your Honor, this is a case where my client happily complied with all of the terms and conditions of the court, and we're just asking for an early release of probation.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful. Let me get the case number. Ms. Brimage, is this the case that you're on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you read that case number into the record for me?
Yes, it's U603-56021.
All right, wonderful. Ms. Brimage, place your appearance on the record and let me know what the defendant has done, and then I won't hold you up any longer. Thank you so much.
Your Honor, Jasmine Brimage on behalf of the probation department. And on January 14th, 2022, the defendant was ordered to complete the misdemeanor morality class, pay fines and costs, and also complete 40 hours of community service. He has complied with all conditions. As the attorney stated, today is an early discharge, not an early discharge day. He's here early because I've had contact with him and the wife. Now, I want to place on the record that the case wasn't supposed to be closed until October. Me and you, we briefly discussed that, and I also told the attorney that. But he said on sentencing day that there was a discussion that the case may be terminated early.
Well, according to the people's, and if I misspoke, according to the offer from the people, was it for probation until October?
Yes, the order of probation was generated until October of 2022.
All right, counsel, I can't, if that was the agreement with the people, I can't release him from probation earlier than October.
That wasn't the agreement, Your Honor. The court imposed the October date and stated that, in fact, you could be discharged earlier if you comply.
Okay, I need to get that verification from the prosecutor, counsel. My apologies. I'll have to get that verification. So Ms. Brimage, if you could pull the file and ask, I don't know who's assigned to us today. The prosecutor, it should be written on the agreement. And so let's clear that up, counsel, okay? And if it's not written on the agreement, I still need to hear from the prosecutor. So counsel, you'll have to hang with me just for a second, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Brimage. Let me know when you're ready, once you can get that answer from the prosecutor. All right, thank you. And Ms. Mack, if you could send me the ROA, that would be great.
Sure will, Judge.
All right, wonderful, thank you. All right, I am going to keep going. I'm going to go to Mr. Hankins. I have case number Z8081221. Mr. Hankins, state your full name for me, please.
Zachary Hankins.
How are you this morning, Mr. Hankins?
I'm good, Judge. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, sir. You're at work today?
I am, ma'am.
I know you are. How is work going?
It's all right. A little slow, but it's all right.
It's a little slow? Okay, but they still paying you, right?
Yeah, they're still paying me, so that's all that matters, right?
Oh, okay, all right. I'm just checking. Not that I'm trying to count your money. I'm just looking out for you.
I appreciate it.
All right, very good. You've been working your program, Mr. Hankins?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me what's working for you.
I guess just plugging away, just keep doing what I've been doing, and just, if it's working, don't, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
All right, and what have you been doing?
Well, but my AA meetings pretty much daily. If I have therapy or in my group, I don't go to AA, but other than that, I mean, AA daily, and then my therapy and group, and then just work, eat, sleep, repeat.
Okay, thank you for sharing too much information, but all righty.
What? I said work, eat, sleep, repeat.
Oh, you said repeat.
Yeah.
Oh, see, me and Miss Cleveland, we in the gutter. Okay, all right. We heard something different. We did. Miss Cleveland heard what I heard. All right. Very good. Are you having any issues, Mr. Hankins, that you need us to help you with?
No, ma'am, everything's good.
Everything is good. All right, very good. Tell me one thing you've learned since the last time I've seen you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I used the, it gets easier already. I don't know if I've really learned anything. It's just, I guess, self-control. It's just kind of weird looking back how I had none, and now it's really just don't do it, you know? And back then it was, I had to, and now it's just not even a factor anymore.
All right, very good, very good. All right, Ms. Cleveland, we staffed Mr. Hankins' case on yesterday. Is there anything additional that you'd like me to know? I know he's getting a new counselor, and so you'll update me on that in staffing. Anything additional?
Your Honor, he's doing well. He's compliant with all the court's orders, and he did report to me that he started his community service. So that's good.
Right, very good, very good. All right, then with that, Mr. Reed, did you have anything for Mr. Hankins?
Yes, Judge, just congratulations on the good report. You're working the program. We're proud of you. We know it's not easy, but you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work, sir, and be safe. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
All right, if nothing else, if you don't have any questions for us, what's next for Mr. Hankins?
Your Honor, Mr. Hankins is in the phase 3. He started before the phase 5 program. So he's scheduled for a face-to-face on April 5th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m., Your Honor, if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, if nothing else, take care of yourself, Mr. Hankins, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, okay?
That's good, Judge. Thank you.
All right, very good. All right. Ms. Vermish, did you get an answer from the prosecutor?
No, Your Honor, I wanted, if my other case was, if the person was
Oh,
available.
you know what? For that particular case, Ms. Brimage, I'm looking at the ROA. Thank you, Ms. Mack, for being the clerk that you are, because I don't have good memory like that. This was pursuant to a delayed sentence, counsel, and it says that it was probation for 9 months. And so I am not able to dismiss him from probation on today. In addition, he's going to have to make sure he checks in with his probation officer through October. He can't get any additional tickets or what have you. His payment was due on February 15th. And so, counsel, I'm looking at what I wrote up as the order. And so it is 9 months, which would take us to October. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I'm not able to dismiss him. I will give him a 9-month, and actually he needs to check in with Ms. Brimage every month. Ms. Brimage, did you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm writing it down now.
All right, he needs to check in with Ms. Brimage, and Ms. Brimage, if there are any issues, then of course you need to reach out to me so we can get him on my docket. And then your client will have to pay probation supervision fees. Ms. Mack, that should be included.
Okay, yes,
Because Ms. Brimage is going to supervise. And then his review, it's even scheduled in the ROA. It's scheduled for October 14th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. And that is the earliest date of dismissal that I'm able to give your clients.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I think your client has a question.
The only reason this happened, Your Honor, is because he's been applying for jobs. And this has become a serious issue in his application for jobs. And that's why we had perhaps thought that we could come in and try to do this in order for him to be able to go back and fully support his family. My apologies, Your Honor.
So counsel, the only thing I can do, I can recommend is for you to reach out to the probation officer, I'm sorry, to the prosecuting attorney. But I know that on this type of charge, your client, let's see, he was sentenced on, when was his sentencing date? Oh, his handwriting is so small.
December, I believe. Your Honor.
January 14th, they're not gonna give them a 30-day or even, I don't know what they'll do. But for this particular charge, it's unfortunate, this is what it carries. And so you'll have to speak with the prosecuting attorney. And then
Let me
you
see if I can
come back
reach
and-
out to Shannon and see what happens from there, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Have a good
Thank you,
day,
Judge.
both of
You too,
you.
Your Honor.
Thank you, my judge.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ms. Bremen. I didn't hear, you were telling me something and I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I have one more person scheduled for today. He was in the courtroom. I don't see him anymore.
Okay, well, when he comes back, we'll do it. I've disabled the waiting room. And so
Okay.
turn on their cameras,
Yeah.
or be seated, because otherwise I will turn off their cameras. Because I can't do all of the moving around.
Judge, if I may address the court, Ms. Brimmage, what is your client's name? Is that Zachary Atkins?
No, it was Al Jabari.
Okay.
Ali
you.
Al Jabari.
And Mr. Ellisall was here this morning. I saw him. So I'm not certain what happened, but I'm going to keep moving with my specialty court docket at this time. All right, I am going to go now to Mr. Mansell. Do this case, there's Ms. Cleveland, are you on? All right, very good. I have case number 200-00057FD. Mr. Mansell, please, that's Ms. Robbs. Is Ms. Robbs on? There she is. All right, Ms. Robbs, I have Mr. Mansell up. Mr. Mansell, state your full name for me.
Brian Mansell.
All right, thank you, sir. How are you this morning?
Well, how about you?
I'm doing well. I heard you have your smart start and you driving and all that good stuff. You all, I have to mute yourself in the courtroom, please. You driving, Mr. Mansell?
Yeah, when I need to.
All right, how are things going? We haven't received any notice of violations.
Oh, everything's been going fine. I did have one issue, but the people straightened it out. It was a malfunction with the device, but other than that, no, everything's been going good. Besides my back, as usual.
Okay, all right. I'm glad that you have that smart start in your car. I just want to caution you to make sure you do everything that they have asked you to do. Follow all of their instructions, because you want to be able to get your full license restored when you get through this, okay?
Yeah.
All right, are you having any issues, any challenges that you need the court to address?
Oh no, everybody's been extremely helpful with everything. So no, everything's been going pretty good. Just celebrated 2 years of sobriety.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Mansell. Congratulations to you. I hope it feels good.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
I
didn't
hope
think
you-
it was possible, but
You didn't think it was possible?
well, you have to do what you have to do, but I had never went that long without having a drink. So it feels awesome to be sober.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, and so Ms. Robbs, I don't have an issue with the recommendation. Ms. Robbs wants to make the recommendation that your testing be reduced to 1 time random per week. 1 time. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's fine with me. Great. Yeah, I make all my testing anyway. I don't play around with that. I remember
That's
you saying
good.
that. Don't miss.
Don't miss, don't miss. All right, very good. Then that request is granted, Ms. Robbs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what else do you want to tell me about Mr. Mansell?
Your Honor, Mr. Mansell is doing really well. He's making his payments over at his referring court, and they have identified that they're going to send over our portion of that. He's completed all of the requirements, and he's being monitored on the Smart Start device as reported yesterday in staffing. He's doing an excellent job, Your Honor. No issues at this time.
All right, wonderful. Anything else from any of the other team members as to Mr. Mansell?
Yes, Judge. Keep up the good work, sir. We're proud of you. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Mansell, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to get your next court date. Ms. Robbs, what's next for Mr. Mansell?
Yes, Your Honor. A face-to-face for March 29th 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then a return to court date, Your Honor, for April 12th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
Is that a Tuesday?
Yes, I apologize, Your Honor, 9:45 a.m.
Got it. All right, wonderful. All right, Mr. Mansell, keep up the great work that you're doing.
Excuse me, Miss, I got the 412, 9:45. I got the 3:29. What was the time for the face-to-face?
That'll be at 10:35 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
for March 29th.
All right, I got you.
All right, if nothing else, good to see you, Mr. Mansell. I hope the family's all intact and that
Yes,
they are still enjoying this new you.
oh yeah, most definitely. They just came home from Vegas.
But they doing real well, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, good to see you, Mr. Mansell.
You too.
All right, take care.
All right, guys, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Mr. Paul, you are up. I have the following matters for Keith Paul. I have case numbers SP 103-00531, SP 105-07911, SP 121-94501, U 452-59218, and case number 19523-0301. State your name for the record, please.
Keith Paul.
Good morning, Mr. Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good.
You are? You know, what's going on with you? You don't look the same. What's going on with you?
Nothing. I've been up. I'm tired.
What are you tired from?
Been running this Lake Ridge.
Okay. Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know you can't answer me no mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. You know, court reporter is recording. She has to record words. All right. Very good. They're treating you well at Lake Ridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. All right. You're working your program like you should?
Yeah, I'm today my last day. I complete.
I know. And then aren't you transitioning to another phase?
I think so.
Now, Ms. Riles, why, you know, when Mr. Paul say stuff like that to me, I think so. And then he's smiling on the end of that, you know, it's some dirt in the water. What's going on?
You're right. Mr. Paul has been on my phone asking, Miss Robs, can I get that promotion to phase 3? So that's where he is. He's doing all this.
I knew it.
Hinting around.
I knew it was something. I knew it was
Yes,
something.
you're right.
He's solid at Lake Ridge, right?
He is solid at Lake Ridge, you're right.
All right.
He is, even if he completes their phase and their transition, he will remain at Lake Ridge. He's going to do our heat program. He's really at a stable, a very stable place, Your Honor. He's a leader over there in the treatment milieu. He has one of the bigger rooms too, Your Honor. He's kind of spoiled over there as well. I just want to put that on the record.
Okay.
He has an air fryer and got all kind of, him and Mr. Smith got all kinds of good stuff in their room, Your Honor. So they're living well.
All right.
But I
Now,
do want,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. But I do want to, if I may, Your Honor, and I apologize if I didn't mention this on yesterday in our staffing, but I would like to make that recommendation for Mr. Paul for a phase advancement, Your Honor, if I may, because I've seen such a great change in Mr. Paul since being at Lake Ridge. Your Honor, he's fully engaged in his groups. He participates. He, discloses. He helps out in the community. As a matter of fact, when I pulled up, he was actually handing out groceries for their weekly food giveaway that they do at Lake Ridge on Wednesdays. He's just a really positive individual in the community. And I would just like to, if I can, Your Honor, make that recommendation as an incentive for Mr. Pauls to just stay on the right path, continue to keep doing what you're doing. And we are very proud of him at this time, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Robs. Ms. Robs, did you, when we were in staffing, what did you tell me about his housing? Isn't he going to move to like semi-independent with Lake Ridge?
He is, Your Honor. Myself, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Paul had a conversation on my visit to Lake Ridge on Wednesday, and we discussed him staying there for a while and then the transition over to the Fairfield, which is the independent level. Mr. Paul right now does security over at Lake Ridge as well. So right, it's just for a little while, Your Honor. Mr. Williams did let Mr. Paul know and assure him that he would make that transition. He's just not right now yet. We're right there, but not quite there yet.
All right, did you hear that, Mr. Paul? You
Nope.
didn't hear it? Ms. Rouse, repeat it all again.
Yes, I heard it. I heard it, Ms. Holmes.
Oh, okay.
Judge.
All right.
Holmes.
All right now.
But I completed my my community service.
I know, but you know, Mr. Paul, we've had this conversation before. I want you to transition to independent living. I want you to be able to live free of drama. And you know who brings drama into your life, okay? I don't have to call no names or even identify genders. You know who brings drama into your life. And so until you work on you, you're going to attract those kind of folks that bring drama. And you're working on you right now. We don't want to go back, right?
No, I feel good too.
I know you do, and you're doing well. And I've heard good things about you at Lake Ridge. So I'm excited for you. Let's stay on the same page with independent living. We're not going to live with nobody else. We're going to have your own place where you are really the man of the house, okay? And you're able to be in an environment that is conducive to what you've been working on since you've been with us, okay?
Yes.
All right. No objection. Are there any objections from any of the team members as to the recommendation to promote Mr. Paul?
No objections, Judge.
All right. I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in congratulating Keith Paul on his promotion to phase 3. Congratulations, Mr. Paul. So happy for you. Mr. Paul, you have come a long way, and I'm so excited for you. I am. I'm excited for you. All right.
Thank you.
No shortcuts, sir. You still need to work hard, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Ms. Robs, what's next for Mr. Paul? And then Mr. Ellisall, I want to call your case next. All right, Ms. Robs?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Paul will have a face-to-face on March 29th, 2022. And then, Your Honor, a return to court date, which I would like to do for April 5th. At 9:45 a.m.
All right. Did you get that, Mr. Paul?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Good to see you. Congratulations to you, Mr. Paul.
Nice seeing you too. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. Mr. Ellisall, you're here on Al Jabiri. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
All right. Is your client here as well? Is he with you?
He said he's in the breakout room, Your Honor.
In a breakout room?
That's what he said on text. Maybe he's in the waiting room. I'm not sure.
Ms. Wilson, are you aware if that Mr. Al Jabiri is in a breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll get him.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Ms. Brimage, are you still there with us?
No, Ms. Brimage had to go to another
Thank you.
courtroom.
Oh,
She said she'll be back.
Mr. Ellisall, the probation officer had to go to another courtroom. Let's give
Okay.
him a moment to come back, okay? And then
Okay.
I'll call it.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. Is Mr. Bradfield still in the courtroom?
Yes, Mr. Bradfield is here.
All right, Mr. Bradfield, whose case are you here on today?
Good morning, Your Honor. Jason Akins.
Mr. Akins is physically in the courtroom, is that correct?
That's correct, and
Yes, sir.
he's speaking with Attorney Burton in the conference room right now.
Okay, Mr. Bradfield, do we have some issues with that case?
Yes, Judge, he was here last Monday, and you ordered him to return today in person.
Okay, all right, very good. As soon as he's finished with the attorneys, I'll call your case, all right?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Let's keep going with the specialty court docket. I have Ariel Cameron, Z80A3171, and case number 217-318-781. Ms. Cameron, please unmute and state your name for the record.
Good morning, Ariel Cameron.
All right, good morning, Ms. Cameron. How are you this morning?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing very well. All right, tell me what's been going on with you. How's work? How's the program?
The program is good. Work
Okay.
is tiring. Other than that, that's about it. I work 7 days now.
7 days, no break in sight?
No, but that's okay because that means I can't spend no money.
Okay, unless you're paying your court fines and costs, because you can pay that over the phone. You can send a runner, whatever you need to do. So I don't know if you've paid your fines and costs yet.
Talking about like my tickets.
Well, your fines and costs with us.
I can go online and find out what that is.
You go talk to your case manager because that's where you're going to get the most accurate information from, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Make sure you have that conversation today, all right?
Okay.
All right, very good. What are you doing to work the program, Ms. Cameron?
I go to recovery meetings and I do therapy. Today I'll be doing my first group therapy session. I've been doing one-on-one therapy sessions.
Okay.
That's about it right now.
What did you
And
think of the one-on-one?
I do my drops twice a week.
All right, good. What did you think of the one-on-one sessions? Did you find them to be beneficial?
Yes, they're pretty good. I appreciate my therapist, Miss Ashley at All Wellbeing in Grosse Pointe.
Okay, very good. You have a good connection with her?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you're being open and honest with her so you all can work through some things?
Yes, I told her when she done with me, she gonna be able to write a book.
Oh, all right. I'm sure she'll appreciate that too.
Yes.
Yes, just tell her, make sure that, don't forget that we sent you to her. So we want our cut, okay? All of us, you too. Yes, very good. Is there anything that you're struggling with or that you need assistance with that we can assist you with, Ms. Cameron?
Somebody wanna go to work for me tonight?
No, ma'am. I'm working today. I'm gonna barely make it to my cutoff time. This daylight savings time is not doing well with me. I don't know why
I know
I'm struggling.
that daylight saving and messed up my check. They short me 2 hours.
Oh my goodness, see, it didn't shorten my money, but I'm telling you, my sleep is just, it's not good. It's not good. And my daughter had the audacity to tell me last night that as you get old, not older, as you get old, daylight savings time is harder on you.
Did your daughter call you old?
She did. I told y'all I used the 2 curse words last night because she and my grandkids were in here cutting up and they know I was tired. I was trying to hold on and not go to bed until 9 o'clock because if I do, it's going to throw me off. And I you know, they were acting up. Yeah. So this daylight savings time is a mess. Yeah. Yeah. So it's hang in there. Listen, hang in there. Try to get some rest where you can, but hang in there. And hopefully you'll get a shorter work schedule than 7 days a week. That's a lot.
Well, for right now, we on 7 days for like the next 2 or 3 months because all the plants, I'm pretty sure y'all heard about it on the news, all the plants received their profit sharing checks. So Chrysler got the biggest amount of money. And at my location, people got anywhere from $14,000 to $30,000 checks. So they feel like they don't have to come to work. No, I'm not one of those people. I didn't get that. I haven't been there long enough. But they feel
I'm
like
trying to think who owe me some money from Chrysler. Go ahead. Somebody in my family owe me some money from Chrysler. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But a lot of people have called off for the next 2 or 3 months because they got them a nice little lump sum check. So they using personal days and FMLA days. So we got to fill in for all of them that don't want to come to work.
I think that's horrible. I think
If they want to get a check and not come to work and get more money, I will take their money with no problem. I have no complaints. I be tired, but hey, we got a new man there that make coffee up every morning. I'm there for it. I'm here for it.
All right. I love the fact that you have a good outlook on it. I love that. It make it a lot easier for you to get through it. It's
Gas
all
almost $5. I'm gonna go to work every day.
there you go. All right. All right. Well, we staffed your case on yesterday. Ms. Robs indicated that you weren't having any issues, that you're doing well. I'm very glad to hear that you're doing well. Ms. Robs, was there anything additional for Ms. Cameron?
Your Honor, no, not at this time. Ms. Cameron is in compliance. No issues to report.
All right, wonderful. If nothing else from any of the other team members, ask Ms. Cameron, I want you to hang in there. It's good to see you. I'm gonna see you in a couple of weeks. Ms. Robs, what's next for Ms. Cameron?
Your Honor, a return of court date for March 29th, 2022 at 9:45 a.m.
All right, and since Ms.
29th at
Cameron,
9:45.
since Ms. Cameron is doing so well, Ms. Robs,
Yes,
let's
Your Honor.
make that a face-to-face as an incentive, because Ms. Cameron is holding it down. She's gone from not working to working 7 days a week, still working a program, still showing up. And so
Yes,
instead
ma'am.
of having you come and sit for court, you're gonna do a face-to-face with Ms. Robs. And then Ms. Robs, let's put her on for court for the following week. So would that be the April 5th date at
Yes, Your-
9:45?
Yes, Your Honor, it will be April 5th.
All right. How about that, Ms. Cameron? You get a little bit of a break. I see 2 thumbs up. All right. Take good care of yourself. Good to see you. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, okay?
Thank you. Everybody be blessed. No stress.
I hope so. I received that. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. I'm
Have a
gonna
good
do
one.
all right. I'm gonna do my last case for my specialty court that I see, and that is for Miss Lane. Miss Lane, I have case number Z8060021. State your full name for me, Miss Lane. Uh-oh, you're muted. Unmute for me. There you go.
Mr. Lane,
All right. Miss Lane, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Have you talked to Miss Robs?
I spoke with her briefly yesterday.
All right. Did she give you my message?
Yes, ma'am.
All
I
right.
better have your money.
Miss Lane. Miss Lane. Now, you know I didn't say it like that, but I love your translation. You can say it and get away with it. Listen, we are at the end of the road, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been paying since. Come on, ma'am. You're at the end. You're at the end.
I'm gonna get it to you by the 17th, full payment, no problems.
You see Miss Rob's face. I'm not doing it. Miss Rob's doing it. Go ahead, Miss Rob. I give you permission. Miss Rob's is like, we heard that before.
I'm gonna have it. We gonna get it together on my end.
Now, I'm not gonna put your business out there, but somebody just did talk about them profit sharing checks. And I'm sitting, so you know that makes me scratch my head. Why Miss Lane still has a balance at 36th District Court, but I'm not gonna get in your business, Miss Lane. Let's do it. Let's do it. You're at the end.
I got you. I'll get it handled.
All right. Here's the biggest part. Here's the most important part for me. You are working the program. You have worked the program. You're doing well. You're making some good progress. I want to hear from you. How are you feeling about where you are right now with the program?
I'm feeling pretty good. At the beginning, I was a little nervous on the whole as they was throwing everything to me of the requirements out of me. But now that I'm coming closer to the end, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That way.
Do you see any difference?
And I got my license back.
What?
Yes.
You got some license. You driving around.
Yes, I haven't had license in a minute.
Look at you, Miss Lane. I'm applauding you. Yes, ma'am. We love clean drivers, legal drivers. I love for folks to drive and they can legally drive. All right, Miss Lane. Very good. Very good. And so do you notice anything else different about yourself? Other than you're not ducking and dodging the police when you driving without a license?
Right, look it up. I don't never what? Who looking over shoulders? Never know. But I just feel like I'm more goal-oriented right now. Like I'm trying to do 2 jobs. So I kind of caught up with majority of my bills, pay the things I needed to do for my tickets to get my license back. So now my last thing with this situation is just to get you guys your money and then move forward.
All right, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, Ms. Lane. Is there anything you need us to help you with?
No, ma'am, I got it handled on my end. I know what I need to do.
All right, Ms. Robs, what else do you need to report out on Ms. Lane today?
Your Honor, as reported yesterday in staffing, Ms. Lane is doing well. She just needs to make those payments, Your Honor, and we should be all set for her to graduate with the rest of, our graduates in May. So Ms. Lane, it's just important that you make that payment so that we can move forward and progress and you can graduate now.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it. May 19th is our day. And we plan to do it very nice and big. And so we want you to be a part of that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. If no questions with respect to Ms. Lane, Mr. Reed, was there anything you wanted to add as to Ms. Lane?
Just congratulations, you're working the program. You're close to the end. Make the payments as been indicated and be safe, Ms. Lane, be safe. Thank you.
You be safe as well.
All right. What's next? What phase is Ms. Lane in?
Your Honor, I actually need to make a recommendation for Miss Lane, if I may today, Your Honor, because she is in phase 2. So I would like to, Your Honor, if I may, make the recommendation for Miss Lane to be promoted to phase 3, as she has completed all the requirements, Your Honor, of phase 2. She's completed the ARMS program. She's completed her outpatient. She's got her license back. She's testing compliant. And I would like to make that recommendation, if I may, Your Honor, on today for Ms. Lane.
All right. If no objections, Mr. Reed, no objections?
No objections, Judge. No objections.
All right. Then I need everybody in the courtroom to congratulate Crystal Lane on her promotion to phase 3. All right, Ms. Lane. All right. There we go. Let's do it. This is the last little stretch, and May 19th is your projected completion date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. If nothing else, I'm going to see you back. Did you give me a date already?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, give me a date.
May I have a face-to-face with Ms. Lane on March 29th, 2022 at 10:35 a.m. And then a return to court date, Your Honor, if I may, for April 5th, 2022 at 9:45 a.m.
All right. Did you get that, Ms. Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're in great shape. You're in great shape. Take good care of yourself. Congratulations to you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. And you know what you need to do.
Yes, ma'am. Better have your money.
Bye, Miss Lane. Take good care.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Ms. Brimage, are you ready on Mr. Al-Jabiri?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to call it at this time. Case number U609-90521. Counsel, state your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please this honorable court, Lawrence LSL, 71355, with and on behalf of Ali Al-Jabiri.
Thank you and good morning to you. And then Mr. Al-Jabiri, please state your full name for the record.
My name's Ali Al-Jabiri, and good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, Ms. Brimage, place your appearance on the record and then you may proceed with your report.
Okay. Jasmine Brimage on behalf of the probation department. And Mr. Al-Jabiri was last here on February 8th. At that time, the case was adjourned till today because he completed the misdemeanor morality class versus the John School. He has completed John School, and that was the last condition that he had.
All right, so he's done everything else he was supposed to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. And so, Mr. Al-Jabiri, I want to know, what did you learn from the class that you took?
I actually learned a lot from it. I learned the Romeo and Juliet law that even if a girl lies about her age, you could still get in trouble for it. I learned that most of the sex trafficking is 0 to 3 years old, which is crazy. And Michigan's #5 of the populations of sex trafficking. I learned about sexual transmission diseases and how it could be passed, back and forth. To say I had sex with somebody, I could go give it to somebody that's really not having sex with somebody, and it could be my fault. And I learned a lot of things, to be honest with you. Most of the people, they're being fished in with saying by like a older or like a, let's say like a pimp. The pimp will buy them up whatever they want, tell them, hey, here's these drugs. He gets them hooked, and then he starts telling them, hey, we can make money. Let's sell your body to buy these drugs. But really, that's the whole plan.
Yes. Oh my goodness. You learned some really good stuff in those classes. And that's why it's important to me that everybody takes the class, especially the one that's offered through Southwest Detroit Community Justice Center, because they do a really good job of just bringing to light some things that maybe you never thought about, right?
Yeah, I forgot the gentleman's name that works there, but he's the man for a really
He's the
good
man.
I swear.
Let me see. I'm looking at his face. A little short guy with the ponytail.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
He
Mr.
told me,
Phillips.
Mr. Phillips. He told me
Mr. Phillips. Yeah.
he told me he used to work there too at the
Yeah.
justice. Yeah. We had some good convos.
Good. Very good. Listen, I hope that somebody is listening today when you talked about that Romeo Juliet syndrome. I'm telling you that we see that more often than we want to. I don't ever want to see it. So if I see it once, it's way too much. And so pass that information on to other people that you care about in your family, because a lot of people don't know that. They don't know. They think, well, if she said, then it must be. Not true. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I said, yeah, I didn't even know that till I took that class.
There you go. Very good. Mr. Ellisal, is there anything else you want me to know about your client? He really paid attention in that class. I'm very proud of him. I'm glad that he got through it. And his charge has been amended to disorderly conduct. Was there anything else that I'm missing with respect to the plea?
It was HIDA, Holmes Info Training Act.
Oh, I should have done this in private, Mr. Ellisal.
That's okay.
Sorry. I didn't think of that, Your Honor.
I didn't either. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Okay.
All right. So then go ahead, Ms. Brimage.
One last thing, Your Honor, we were gonna give him, I guess, a credit because remember he took the misdemeanor morality class and he paid $106. So it was supposed to come off of his fines and costs, but he had paid those already prior to the court date.
I don't know how we're gonna get him reimbursed, Mr. Ellisal.
This was before the last court date, not this one. He had paid it previously.
Could you guys just give it to Mr. Ellisar?
I'll be there at lunchtime, Your Honor.
That's that youthfulness coming out, Mr. Ellisal. Yes, he's like, can you pay my attorney with it? I wish we could. It's difficult to do reimbursements from the court, especially when there's a third party involved. Had you not paid, I was just going to adjust your fines and costs on our end, not your attorney fees, just your fines and costs on our end. But because you've paid it in full and it's a third party involved, there's nothing I can do. I know it's been a costly lesson, but I think it's a good lesson, and that you're going to be able to not only protect yourself going forward, but you'll be able to help someone else. So I think it was worth it. What do you say, Mr. Aljaberry?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Your Honor, with that assignment, I would assign it back to the court and hopefully you would help someone that needs the help with that money and just deduct it from them.
Thank you, Mr. Ellisal. Y'all think I could do everything. I love it. I love it. All right, wonderful. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I hope I never see you in this setting again. And what are you gonna say?
I said I'm moving to Florida in July. I just got accepted to pharmacy school.
I was gonna say, aren't you going to pharmacy school?
Yes.
Sir, that is awesome. That is awesome. Yes, sir. That is absolutely awesome. Do the right thing. Be a good pharmacist. You should drop in one day. We're going to be Zooming probably from here on out. Drop in and let us know that you're doing well.
I got you. No
And
problem.
that you're a pharmacist and that you're one of those good pharmacists that, you're not just out filling all kind of prescriptions and writing your friends' prescriptions. We want you to be, one of those outstanding pharmacists. How about that?
Hopefully.
Yes,
I guess
sir.
that's the goal.
Wonderful. Oh, Mr. Ellisell, that's wonderful. All right, very good. Good to see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for your patience on this morning. Okay, both of you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Ms. Brimage.
Okay, thanks, Your Honor.
Do you have
Judge-
something else before me, Ms. Brimage? No, okay. All right, very good. I
Your
think Mr. Bradfield, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I do have Mr. Rhodes for specialty court. He has his camera off. He was
Okay,
he was
needs to
sitting in
turn
a
it
chair.
on. Yeah, he needs to turn it on. If he's not in the courtroom, I don't see him, I'm gonna keep moving.
He stated, Your Honor, that he can't, his camera has to be enabled.
Is that him?
No, Your Honor. There he is.
Okay, there's Mr. Rhodes. All right, Mr. Rhodes, I haven't seen your face all morning. Let's get you squared away. I have the following for you. Case number SP 111-50292. I also have case number 200-619-3401. Mr. Rhodes, state your full name. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Unmute yourself, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, Mr. Rhodes, now I don't see you.
There you are.
I still don't see Mr. Rhodes.
I'm trying to. I don't know.
All right, while you work that out, I'm gonna keep moving. I see that there is a Mr. Atkins that's on. Miss
Yes,
Mack,
Judge.
I'm gonna ask the court to unmute. I had to mute because I was getting a lot of feedback. And so, Mr. Reed, are we ready to proceed on Atkins?
I believe so, Judge. He's on the docket today for review. He's already pled guilty. He was ordered to do some things, and we may be asking for a little more time to
He was
complete.
supposed to pay some money then, is that correct?
He was ordered to do 30 hours, per Mr. Atkins, he was ordered to do 30 hours of community service and pay some money. He indicates he's completed the 30 hours of community service, but he doesn't have all the documentation. I asked if he was assigned a probation officer, and he mentioned someone's name by Sims, but I don't recognize that name, Judge.
James Phillips, my bad. I apologize.
That was who?
Mr. James Phillips.
That wouldn't be, Mr. Phillips would be a probation officer here.
No, I don't have a probation officer.
Hold on, we can't figure this out in court. You all need to call Mr. Reed. You all try to figure that out. Give me one. All right. While you all are working that out, I'm going to go to Mr. Rhodes to close out my specialty court docket. Mr. Rhodes, are you where I can hear you now?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. You're on mute now. I'm asking you to unmute.
Okay. Now you can hear me?
I still can't hear you.
Oh my.
Ms. Mack, if you could work with respect to Mr. Wait a minute, one more time, Mr. Rhodes. That might have been on my end.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
That was
there
on
we go.
your end.
All right. I'm recalling your cases. And Ms. Mack, if you could tell me what's going on with Mr. Atkins, that would be great. I have for Mr. Rhodes, SP 111-50292 and case number 200-619-3401. Mr. Rhodes, state your full name for the record, please.
Michael Laverne Rhodes.
All right, Mr. Rhodes, good morning to you.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, tell me what's going on with you.
Oh, Miss Judge, everything's been in order. You know, I've been doing all the necessities that I need to do to stay on the right road, to stay consistent, and to practice and apply these 12 steps and 12 principles in my life.
All right.
You know, my step that we working on now is making a search and fears moral inventory of ourselves. You know, and that's digging deep inside from when we was a kid to right now. You know, and it's been a lot of writing, it's been a lot of past thoughts since I was a kid, you know, things of that nature. Learning to get to the point of where I turned left, you know, where I turned right, you know, and you know, it has a lot to do with, you know, upbringing, has a lot to do with role models, has a lot to do with my beliefs, you know. And the main thing about it is just being honest about accepting who you are and what you've done and moving on and moving forward. I can't hear you, Judge. I can't hear you.
The court is muted.
Are you all able to hear me?
Now we can, Judge. You were muted. Now we can hear you.
Okay. All right. And so, Mr. Rhodes, it sounds like you are doing the work. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And how are you feeling about the work that you're doing?
You know, it brings a lot of my past about, you know, and it has a lot to do with my upbringing. And some of it I feel guilty, some of it feels shameful. But the reality part is that I have people in my life that I can work through it with, and then give me the understanding that a lot of it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
But I do fully take full responsibility of my actions and my part.
Yes. Very good, Mr. Rhodes. Very good. Are you having any? Go ahead.
You have to accept is that you know right from wrong.
Yes, absolutely. And Mr. Rhodes, are you having any difficulties with staying on track with the program so far?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because I know the results. I know the results.
Lifetime results, right?
Yeah. You know, it was one thing I've been keened on this week. We choose to behavior, though, but we may choose to behavior, but we may not like the outcoming of the consequences.
That is so true. The only choice we get to make is the behavior.
Exactly.
Once we make that choice, we have no control over what happens after that, right?
Yeah, the consequences.
So you have to make some good choices, engage in some good behavior. Very good.
Exactly.
Mr. Rhodes, is there anything that you need us to help you with? Anything at all?
Well, Your Honor, everything seems to be intact. You know, I'm doing what I need to do. You know, I had a little issue yesterday about getting my urine test over real quick. And I had some difficulties and I had to use some other alternatives, but it got through. You know,
Okay, very good. And make sure that you share those concerns with Ms. Robs, the specific, not on YouTube Live, but share those with Ms. Robs so we can make sure that if there's anything we need to put in place or do differently to help you to not have issues there, we want to make sure we're doing it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Ms. Robs, we staffed Mr. Rhodes on yesterday. And I know there's a referral that's out there with respect to Mr. Rhodes, but is there anything additional that you'd like to report on Mr. Rhodes?
Your Honor, as reported yesterday in staff, and Mr. Rose is doing well. No issues to report at this time.
All right, very good, very good. And Mr. Reed, was there anything you wanted to add as to Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Judge, just keep up the good work, Mr. Rhodes. We're proud of you. Be proud of yourself. We know it's not easy. And be safe, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right, very good. Mr. Rhodes, if you don't have any questions, we're gonna get your next court dates, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Robs, what do you have for Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor. Return to court date, March 29th, 2022 at 9:45 a.m. Or Your Honor, if I may ask, because Mr. Rose is doing well, would I be able to do a face-to-face as an incentive for Mr. Rose?
Absolutely, which is what I was going to recommend based on what you said. The assessment came back at that's fine. So we'll do the face-to-face for Mr. Rhodes on March 29, 2022. That will be at 10:35. And then Ms. Robs, his return to court date would be the April 5th date. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
2022 at 9:45 a.m. Did you get that, Mr. Rose? So as an incentive, because you're doing so well, you're gonna do a face-to-face with Ms. Robs, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I want you to keep up the great work you're doing, okay?
Thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Okay, all right, very good.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're very welcome. I believe that's all of the specialty court cases. I know that there is a Jason Akins that is in the courtroom. And I know that Mr. Bradfield, probation officer Bradfield, has been trying to work that out. Before we go to that case, did we get anything resolved as to Mr. Atkins? Yeah, Mr. Atkins,
Yes, ma'am.
my courtroom.
I believe, Officer Brimage was just on. She said, I think she had an update for Mr. Atkins.
Oh, Ms. Brimage, are you still there?
You're in the breakout room, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll come back to it. Then are we ready on, thank you, Ms. Wilson. Are we ready on Jason Akins?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are we, okay. Are we ready on Aaron Adams? Mr. Adams is a specialty court case, and I have not seen Mr. Adams this morning. Has anyone seen Mr. Adams?
Yes, he's here. He's in the courtroom.
All right.
And Miss Rob said she was gonna do a face-to-face with him, but he is in the courtroom, Judge.
Okay, he's scheduled for a hearing. No, is he scheduled? He's scheduled for a face-to-face. I'm sorry.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
thank you so much. He is scheduled for a face-to-face. So Mr. Adams, I'm just gonna see your face this morning. Let me see your face. They have to change the camera. You gotta stoop down a little bit. I just want to see your face. Good morning to you. Now you gotta stand up.
Stand up, stand up. Oh, there you go.
Good morning, Mr. Adams.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine. I'm here on time.
Okay, I know. And Miss Rob's just finishing with court. She's gonna come down and do your face-to-face, okay?
Okay.
All right, good to see you.
I'm hanging in there.
All right, very good. Take care of yourself. Miss Mack, did Ms. Robs give a return to court date for Mr. Adams, case number Z8081351?
No, she did not give me a date, Judge.
All right, we'll get a date for your return from Ms. Robs, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. All right, Ms. Robs will be there to get you in just a second. All right, bye-bye. All right. Ms. Brimage, are you ready on Mr. Atkins, on Zachary Atkins? I keep seeing her bounce in and out.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Good
Are you
morning.
ready on Mr. Atkins?
No, I'm not ready. I'm waiting for the community service specialist to get the verification because he said he completed it. So I'm just waiting for the verification.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
I
Okay.
sure will.
Very good. And then Mr. Akins, are you all ready on Mr. Akins?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Bradfield. Mr. Bradfield.
Yes, Your Honor.
No, that's me.
Oh.
Can you step over here to this mic so Mr. Akins can come to this?
Oh, sure.
Please. Thank you.
There's also a conference room. I don't know who's on in there.
No
But
one.
y'all just make sure y'all being COVID safe. Make sure you're being safe. Is Officer Lot in the courtroom this morning?
No, he is not, Judge.
All right, did somebody clean that podium off before? Oh, you doing it. All right, thank you.
Yes, Your
Oh my God, y'all know I can't have it. You won't get COVID in my courtroom.
Okay. There you go.
All right, very good. I have the following for Mr. Akins. I have, Mr. Bradfield is here. Okay, I have case number Z806-6161. Let me have the attorney place your name on the record, please.
Yes, may it please this honorable court, Darnell Barton, P 83363, on behalf of Mr. Akins. Can you say your name, sir, for the record?
Yes, Jason Anthony Akins.
All right, I'm gonna need Mr. Akins to put on that mask, please. That covers your mouth and your nose. You'll just have to speak well because we are a COVID-free courtroom.
My apologies, Your Honor. I missed that. I'm sorry.
And Mr. Barton, I'm looking out for some other folks at your address.
I know, Your Honor, and I apologize. Thank you for
All
catching
right.
me.
All right, very good. Mr. Bradfield, I'm gonna have you start with telling me what's going on with Mr. Akins. You may proceed. Oh, state your name for the record and then you may proceed.
Good morning, Judge Gary Bradfield on behalf of Probation Department.
All right, Mr. Bradfield, good morning. You may proceed.
Your Honor, Mr. Akins has been on probation since September 3rd of 2020 for 12 months. He was assessed $660. He was ordered to do the victim's impact panel, attend outpatient treatment until medically discharged, AA twice a week, alcohol highway safety level 2, submit to drug urinalysis, not use or possess any illegal substance, including marijuana, not consume any alcoholic beverage, due to film consequences. Any violation, court will consider inpatient treatment. Mr. Akins' probation was extended 6 months by Judge Sherman. That was July 30th of last year. It was extended for him to complete his treatment, show AA meetings, referred again to alcohol highway safety level 2, and continue his drug screens at JAMS. Since that time, we were here last Monday, March the 7th. Mr. Akins has shown proof of his outpatient treatment to the court.
I'm sorry, he has shown proof?
He has shown proof. At the time, Mr. Akins went to the wrong alcohol highway safety class. He did level 1, and Mr. Barton showed me this morning that he did complete level 2. Mr. Akins paid all of his money that he owed the court. It's paid in full. He missed a few drug screens. That was the reason for his violation. He missed a few drug screens, which was January 9th this year at JAMS. It was a no-show, as well as February the 14th. It was a no-show. He last screened at JAMS, which was March the 12th, which he was negative. Mr. Akins has not had any new contact with the law. So that's where we are, Judge. He did not attend AA meetings throughout this whole probation. So that was another thing that he had not complied with. He had not shown any proof of attending Alcohol Anonymous meetings as originally ordered by this court.
And did he do the victim impact panel?
He did, Judge. That is completed.
All right, and when you say that he had proof of outpatient treatment, he had a certificate of completion?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, all right, there's a problem that he's not been screening. How often was he ordered to screen, Mr. Bradfield?
Twice per month, Judge.
Twice a month?
Twice a month.
Okay. All right, our lab is open today. He's gonna screen this morning before, if he leaves, before he goes wherever I'm sending him. Mr. Barton, what do you want to tell me about Mr. Akins? He didn't comply with the court's orders.
I understand it, and thank you, Your Honor, for allowing me the opportunity to speak. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can
Just
hear
wanna make
you,
sure
but you're bending down,
Okay.
so it's hard to see you.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm trying to, is that good? Okay. Your Honor, so let's go through, I've spoken with Mr. Akins about the missed drops. And as you've heard, he only tests twice a month. So he missed those two on the January 9th and then the 14th. He expressed to me that there were transportation issues and also he had babysitting issues, if you'll allow me very briefly. I explained to him that he needs to get in contact with Mr. Bradfield if he has a transportation issue, period. If he has any issues with childcare, same thing. Give him a heads up, and as we say, CYA, cover yourself. So he and I have been and I will say, we've had a great conversation at the back, as far as what Mr. Akins is doing. Briefly, Your Honor, I will say this, he has provided me a copy of his attendance at the AA meetings that he was required to do, that he did not participate in prior to that. So I do have that for the court and I can produce that as well. The victim impact panel, you already have that information, I believe. Mr. Bradfield said all that, right? Yes. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. I'm not to.
Why didn't he give those to Mr. Bradfield? Why is he giving them to you and not Mr. Bradfield, his probation officer?
Well, Your Honor, he just brought them in today and I have them and I was going to give them to Mr. Bradfield, but I needed them to speak with you about in case you asked me for any detail about it. So once we're done, I'm going to literally hand it to Mr. Bradfield. So he is going to literally tender them over to him, but as he was speaking to me, I said, can I see them so that I can speak with you about it, Your Honor? So yes, he is going to tender them to Mr. Bradfield. Last thing I will say, Your Honor, if you'll allow me to, aside from him completing pretty much most of his probation, you from being in your specialty court, you know that I know missing a drug test is essentially failing a drug test. So I understand that, and I explained that to him. But I will ask you for your deference on this, Your Honor, because Mr. Akins, right now, he's married, gainfully employed in a time during COVID where it's very hard to get a job. If he were to go to jail, it would most definitely impact his family because he's the sole provider. But the fact that he would also lose his job would really hurt me in that sense. Last thing, Your Honor, I will say is, which I am proud of him, you know, I dealt with, as a former prosecutor, hundreds of these OWI cases, and it's very rare that I see people buy their own self-testing kit. So Mr. Akins has purchased a self-testing kit. He has done it for this week just to, in good faith, to show the court that he has been sober, Your Honor. And he and I actually did our happy dance in the back, because how long have you been? June 26th of 2021, he's been sober. So we were very proud of him in the background. I was talking to him about that. So I understand you're going to rule as you may, Your Honor. I would just ask for the court's deference in any way to allow him to still go home and go to work and provide for his family, Your Honor. And if there's anything he needs to do to show the court, he'd be willing to do that.
All right, thank you so much, Attorney Barton. I'm going to speak now to Mr. Akins. Mr. Akins, if you could step up to the podium, please. And so, Mr. Akins, the court, even prior to my taking over this case, has tried to work with you quite a bit to make sure you do what you're supposed to do. I'm not interested in messing up your job opportunity or what have you. But you can't just walk away and you haven't done what the court ordered you to do. So Mr. Barton, what I'm thinking and what I'm proposing, and I'll hear from Mr. Bradfield and from you, is I'm going to extend his probation another 90 days. And he's going to test random 1 time per week, a minimum of 1 time per week, not per month, per week. And then as long as he complies, and Mr. Bradfield has to tell me if he is in compliance with those, no, he's going to continue to do the AA at least 1 time a week. He's going to do AA 1 time a week. And he can go to a virtual meeting. They have them offered. They're offered in so many ways. And then that way, young man, you can get this behind you. But I can't send you the wrong message that you get to not work or comply with the court's orders and then just walk away, because now you have a job and now you're being responsible. I'm happy about that. And I want you to continue to do that. But you also need to know that when the court speaks through his orders, you are expected and required to be in compliance with them. And so, I really was going to send you to jail today. I was. So I think that that's a huge deviation from what I planned to do, which was send him to jail for at least a week or 2. And so, Mr. Barton or Mr. Bradfield, any objections to what the court is proposing to do?
No, Judge, I think that's a very fair sentence. And I believe Mr. Akins will comply, Judge, and get this man behind him. And I thank you.
Your Honor, I would say the same thing. There's no objection to it. I would only ask this, and I don't want to overextend myself. But I would say this, as far as, because he's had this case extended 6 months and doing it, I would ask if we could maybe up his AA meetings and lower the time that he's still with the court. Is that a possibility? Because I think he benefits from the AA meetings as well. So that
No, I can increase his AA meetings, but he's going to do another 90 days with us. He's been given chance after chance to work this probation. He's not done it. He's going to do another.
Understood, Your Honor. If that's the case, we appreciate your original offer, and Mr. Akins would definitely oblige.
Yes, yes. He'll test 1 time a week and go to AA. And then he needs to, Mr. Akins, you've got to provide that documentation to Mr. Bradfield about your AA meetings. Get you a sheet of paper, put the date that you attend, the place you attended, and write down the time you attended, and write down 1 thing that you took away or that you gave to the meeting, and make sure that Mr. Bradfield gets that. Okay? I'm only having to do it 1 time a week for 90 days, beginning today, but he is going to test today. He must test today, Mr. Bradfield, at 36th District Court, because our lab is open. And then Ms. Mack, he should be assessed $10 for use of our lab on today. So that should be added to fines and costs.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. And
Mr. Akins?
just so you know, I'm making a copy of that AA meeting, the receipt from it, so to speak, and I'm gonna tender that to Mr. Bradfield, and then I'll give him the other copy. So both parties will have a copy.
Sounds good. Very good.
And thank you for your deference. We really appreciate it, Your Honor. Mr. Akins, did you want to say something to the judge in relation?
No, Your Honor.
Did you want to thank him for the opportunity, sir?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
I want to apologize about not fully complying with my probation. I did complete most of it. I do appreciate you giving me another chance. I will comply, and I will stay clean and sober like I've been doing.
All right, Mr. Akins, how old are you?
36.
Yeah, so you're young, Mr. Akins, and I know you want to get this behind you, but I want you to leave away not only with the critical lesson, the most important lesson, that drinking and driving is unacceptable and can have some horrible consequences, and that you are one of the fortunate ones that you're not dead or in prison. Okay, I want you to walk away with that. But also there's a secondary lesson I want you to learn, is that, listen, when you're in a court system, you have to comply. You make things worse for yourself when you don't. And so I want to make sure that that message is being conveyed to you, so that when you're raising children or you're encountering young people, you can share that with them. Oh, if you're dealing with the court, you have to be respectful and comply. If the court says do X, Y, Z, you must do it. I want to make sure you get that lesson, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. So, Mr. Bradfield, what I'm going to do is I will see Mr. Akins back 90 days from today's date. Mr. Akins, this is it. I want us to bid farewell in 90 days. I don't want you in here. I'd rather see you coaching a little league team or doing something this summer to educate some children or something. I don't know, but not at court. So let's get this together, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your date to come back to see me is going to be on June 14th, 2022. And that's going to be at, what did I have it set up for? 10 o'clock a.m., 10 o'clock. Okay, and you, as long as you've done everything you're supposed to do, and you've submitted all of your documentation to Mr. Bradfield, and you've got a clearance from Mr. Bradfield, you can join us by way of Zoom, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you
Thank you,
don't have to
Judge.
come
Thank
down
you
to
so
the
much.
courthouse.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. And thank you, Mr.
Judge?
Bradfield, thank you for your patience, yes?
I just want to know for Mr. Akins, is that a Zoom hearing or will he need to come in physically so he'll know for himself on his return date?
For Mr. Akins, I just told him that if he does everything he's supposed to do, and he gets Mr. Bradfield the paperwork and get a clearance from Mr. Bradfield, he can come in on Zoom. He does not have to report physically to the courthouse.
Okay, Judge.
Wonderful. If he doesn't, he does need to come in.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, we got it covered. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Are we ready on Mr. Atkins? I need us to be ready on Mr. Atkins. I have mental health court staffing today and a meeting in between.
Your Honor, they're in the breakout room.
They still in the breakout room? All right, let's use this time to refresh, and then that'll be my last case. Ms. Ross, why are you on here?
I'm so sorry, Your Honor.
What?
Can I send you a message in the chat about something that just happened?
All right. Mr. Bradfield, please make sure that Mr. Akins tests in the lab with his ID.
Yes, Judge, we're going right now.
All
Yes,
right,
Judge, we're going right now.
wonderful. And make sure I get those results today. All right, Ms. Rob. Oh, now Mr. Yancey has come on.
I sent you a chat. I was trying to get a date change.
I'm sorry, I'm not. It's Thursday. Yes, Mr. Yancey on Toya Milton. Make sure you get the case number to Ms. Mack. Ms. Mack, I'm authorizing a change of court date for Ms. Milton. The 21st is not a good date, Mr. Yancey.
Okay.
So I will need to do, wait a minute. No, the 21st is not a good date.
Okay.
And so, because I need to actually see her, so can we put her on that following Monday, please? Which is the 28th.
That'd be great, Your Honor.
March 28th for Miss Toya Milton. March 28th and it would be at 8:35.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you get Miss Mack that number.
Okay, I will.
All right, thank you. Ms. Robbs, I saw and there's nothing that they can do to help him.
Your Honor, I'm reaching out to Mr. Kushiri as we speak. According to Mentor Scott, no. I'm hoping, because to my understanding, the housing came through the housing HUD VASH. So I'm hoping that Mr. Kushiri can assist him in this matter, because I can only imagine how he's feeling right now.
Okay, did you get in touch with Mr. Kushiri?
I'm waiting on him to respond back, Your Honor.
Okay, text him and let him know that it's urgent.
Yes, Your Honor.
And please circle back to me, because that's not good. And we need to have a plan B, such as Lake Ridge and a storage facility for him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I see, thank you, Ms. Robbs. I see that Mr. Atkins has joined us. I'm going to place the case numbers on the record, and then Ms. Brimage will be ready to go. I have the following: SP 114-01891, SP 121-94451, SP 108-92051, SP 1139185, counts 1 and 2, and SP 121-94452. Mr. Is it Atkins or Akins?
Atkins.
Mr. Atkins, please state your name for the record.
Zachary Atkins.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for your patience this morning. I hope things are working out, and Ms. Brimage has some good news for me. Mr. Reed, you're laughing. Did you go in the breakout room?
I did, Judge, and I'm not sure the news is good, but I'll
Let me
defer
hear
to
from
Ms.
Ms.
Brimage
Brimage.
at the time, Judge. Thank
Ms.
you.
Brimage, tell me what I ordered and tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, you ordered for Mr. Atkins to complete 30 hours of community service. He was before you last week and he indicated that he had completed 20 hours. The community service specialist reached out to Mr. Phillips today, and Mr. Phillips indicated that the defendant had not completed it. He said the last time that he was there was on February 16th. So I was a little confused because the referral was for February 14th. So I don't understand why that would be the last day that he saw him. So I actually reached out to Mr. Phillips on my own, and he indicated that he said that they sign the people up but send them out to a different location. So he's trying to contact the location now to find out if Mr. Atkins did complete the community service. That's why we like for the defendants to make sure they get the paperwork signed so that we can have proof just in case the agency doesn't do their part, which they haven't this time.
All right, and so what was the deal for him? Was he to work 30 hours of community service and then he had some dismissals?
Yes, so he wasn't assigned to me. You just asked me to sign him up for the community service. So that, yes.
Right, and so he got 30 hours. Just so, Ms. Mack, you gonna fill me in?
Yes.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am, because I pulled his file and he just had to do the 30 hours of community service and everything else was gonna be dismissed. And all other fines were waived.
Yep.
He just had to do the 30 hours community service and everything else would have been dismissed.
All right, so Ms. Brimage, you're waiting for the place where he was sent to get
Mr. Phillips to call me back, yes.
All right, Mr. Atkins, I hope you did that community service.
Judge, if I may.
Yes, you may.
Thank you. My client informs me that he did complete the 30 hours of community service at 2 different locations. One was Clark Park in Southwest Detroit, and he said he did community service at a church located on the boulevard in Grand River. And so I'm asking the court to allow him to get documentation. Hopefully we can get a phone call this morning. If not, I would ask the court to adjourn the matter so that he might get the proper documentation. I don't know the name of the church on the boulevard in Grand River, but he did indicate he did some community service at Clark Park in Southwest Detroit.
All right. And so that's what I'm gonna do, Miss Brimage. I hope you heard those 2 places that Mr. Atkins said he's worked: Clark Park and a church on the boulevard and Grand River. And so what I'll do is I will adjourn this I need to adjourn it till Tuesday, right, Ms. Brimage, of next week?
Yes,
Unless you can pop in on Friday.
I'll be here on Friday.
But are you stretched thin on Friday? I said I was gonna do a better job, be a better person.
Tuesday is great.
I see. All right, don't let me do that. All right, so I'm going to adjourn Mr. Atkins to Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. I'm going to put him on for 9:35, Ms. Brimage. If Mr. Atkins has done everything and you've gotten the proofs and everything has been determined that he's done it, then he does not need to come on that date. I will give him his dismissals and close out his matters. Okay, he'll have a closure, I think, on one and dismissals on the other, I think 5 matters.
Okay.
If Mr. Atkins did not do his community service, then he has to appear. And yes, he has to physically come to 36th District Court on April 22nd, not April.
March
22nd, on March 22nd at 9:35 a.m. Okay, Mr. Atkins?
Okay.
All right. All right. Very good. You're in a good spot, but you better have that community service done, sir. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And if you don't have it done, sir, you better go get it done like nobody's business.
Okay. I will. It's just, I was having trouble because I had to go to 2 different places working within my schedule. If it was just one place, it would have probably been a little bit easier.
But sir, let me tell you something. When you get the kind of deal that an attorney got you here at 36th District Court with 6 cases, and all you're working is 30 hours of community service and you're getting 5 cases dismissed, you make it happen. That's called life. You make it happen.
Sure.
All right, so make it happen.
I will.
All right, very good. I'll see you on the 22nd.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Grimmett.
You're welcome.
All right, I think that completes the morning docket. Did I miss anything or anybody?
No, Judge.
Mr. Barton, I did miss, okay.